Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tidal, the show where a bunch of oddball creatives, nerdy-ass individuals, and all those in between gather around the table to play some TTRPGs. I am your DM, your GM, your scribe of Erebus, and welcome back to Campaign 1.5, The Chronicles of the Council. Last time we were all here, the party had recently lost Doll. Sad times were had for everyone because Doll was gone, but a mysterious being was born. Are they a threat? Are they a menace? We have no idea at this moment in time. Trying to escape from this fog because they want to find Doll and figure out what's going on, the party stumbles across a mysterious phantom vessel. But off the bat, they're not trusting it because their emotions are at an all-time high, their minds are just being in paranoid mode, so they wanted to drift where the wind was taking them, but it led them nowhere but back to the phantom vessel. Fortunately for them, when they were just venturing forth to then just come back, they serendipitously reunited with an old friend of Tiny Vivi, while also being able to face a reunion with a bunch of other familiar faces like Rainy, and then meeting some new people that Tiny was just like, this is to replace my friends, because I miss my friends, I think they're dead. So, although the reunion was lighthearted, it was beautiful, it was sound and quaint, they still had to halt everything because problems were on the horizon. Because they found themselves actually on a legendary pirate vessel, the Grand Bonnie. A ship that has not been seen in close to 30,000 years. With the reputation of being held by the legendary pirate captain and hero from the Age of Agranon, Edmund Bones. During this whole entire thing, they found some interesting notes here and there of antique weapons that are still in pristine condition. A silver dragon egg, some prehistoric meat, various different charts and maps. But the biggest discovery came when they went to the lower decks towards the hull, and the cargo of the ship to sea was converted into a massive arena to see that various adventurers that seem to be from different places, probably different times as well, were being held as prisoners and being turned into slave labor by the pirates, where the water genasi of the party ended up seeing that her father was one of the captives. And with that same thread, the party also learned that the people running the vessel were still in their exact ages from when they were said to have disappeared and died nearly 30,000 years ago, of Edmund Bones and his crew. With that, they were given just a small thing to prove that they could be led to freedom by Captain Bones and his crew if they did two things. They have their representatives face the best enslaved individual, and they give up one thing of collateral for both ships. And although they prove themselves with the slave labor, the second one has yet to be done at the table. We will probably be addressing that today, as Volan is preparing to enact a plan to try and save Umi's dad without at risk for everything being caught. But before that, gentlemen, I was told that you all wanted to discuss things more in depth with someone of note that Tiny has in his employ. So we're gonna have the camera swap towards where it's Tiny and Volan with the Cybron himself of Gex in the war room aboard Tiny's yacht. The yacht itself is a very sporty model that's technically bigger on the inside, with a war room that has a state-of-the-art arcane disc that actually give a 3D display of a lot of different things, from battle statistics, bestiaries that have been logged in, mission notes, and even various elemental planes and map details in full display, where as we're going through, we're in mid-conversation of sorts between Tiny and Volan as Gex is just shifting through the bestiary on the little yacht.
Okay, but Tiny, you say work with Gex, even if go voice, still go work. At least get ideas out when you go blah 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 blah.
Yeah, is he even interested in hearing what I have to say?
Only one way to find out.
Asking you and hoping that you will know instead of me having to ask him.
Okay, so we go with plan Chi. Okay. Okay. Volvo is tiny little chihuahua.
The hell are you calling a chihuahua?
As he just starts walking over to Gex very casually.
We'll follow me.
Gex is just going through the bestiary of known creatures, and even some brand new ones, like a two-headed horse that breathes noxious flames that actually give off the insect of poison, even from the hologram. A massive crab that has a literal basilisk for a tongue. And the last one being a small little rabbit that's able to open its maw to have a giant eldritch portal come out, and even have a dark, ethereal creature come out to steal the soul of others.
Gex, is good time to talk, yes?
I have no feelings either way about conversing, Mr. VV.
Is not with Tiny, is more with the Volvo.
I see.
Yes. The Volvo was little chihuahua who no wish to...
I do not wish
right
to play
here.
these elementary grade games. If the individual does not wish to speak, I'm not going to waste my time pretending to care.
And they tried to tell, but Tiny...
Ugh. Fine. Whatever. I'm not interested in playing any games any more than he is.
Finally, something we can agree on.
Yeah, that's going to be short-lived. I'll take out my notebook and flip over the pages to the drawing out of the ship along with my route and say, I assume you know what I was sketching.
Well, it looks to be a massive hull that was reconstructed for the enslavement of many humanoids, for the amusement of people from probably a time distilled that we've all not been able to see for quite some time. That, I think, you could have gathered from your bird compatriot that probably has knowledge that is so outdated it makes you seem obsolete.
Yeah, funny, wonderful. How about the implication?
Upon which part? The overall design, the legendary figure that could probably have chopped your head off, or the cherub wood?
How about we just start with the cherub wood? Because I haven't heard of that before.
I'm surprised that you are under the employment of Mr. Wallace, but you've yet to read any of his dissertations.
I'm working on it. We can't all just spend forever reading.
You just see Gex slowly just turn his head to Tiny to just state, and he is supposed to be the intelligent one from before I arrived.
If you're quite done blustering.
Chapter 37, upon the age of, well, documented 33 for mortals. God knows when from whatever species he truly is. Cherum Wood, according to the young Gabriel Wallace, was apparently a wood known to detect anything of motion, whether it's from air or by land. The vibrations of a person's own being and their essence gives away as a pinpoint to those that have bonded with said wood. It has gone extinct during the lost period between the Age of Aganon and our current period of existence.
Well, plus I won't have to worry about it showing up ever again. Downside is that it puts a giant chink in land. They're going to immediately know about the breakout, even if I do past them.
The
I'll do a head count right afterwards.
the Tiny don't think you can even sneak if Wood talk to people. So,
I can get in. The problem is getting anyone out unnoticed.
Mr. Vivi,
I-
from the images I'm seeing from this notebook that I'm trying to put up on the War Room disk, there seems to be some slight issues that I've seen in the overall layout, as it were.
What issues?
what issues is that?
Well, luckily you have a bird compatriot. Do they have any of their feathers that they keep as a collection?
She won't, I imagine she does.
If
Mm,
anything, Tiny might even have one.
Eh,
I will
One
say this
momento.
over table.
One momento, let Tiny check pockets. He just starts like pulling out just various little things, no ingredients, specialist with rock, random rings. Why do Tiny have
Organize
bad neck?
yourself,
roll a
buddy.
d20 and I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Sure, let's go with that.
If you don't mind me
Okay.
doing this.
Oh, go
Well,
ahead.
I did this. I did this to you guys last time. It's only funny and fair.
Yeah.
16.
You have a small one that is in a piece of jewelry that Ametista had given you before you separated.
Yay, keepsake.
If anything,
Yeah.
it's a head feather.
Tiny just again for like the next like few seconds just starts piling up a good couple of things, and then just like, oh yes, as he kind of like just pulls his shirt and pulls out a little necklace and has the ring around it on a special little thing. He's just like, good luck, shop. Tiny forgot, and he just pulls it off.
Seriously,
Tiny,
Tiny, disorganization much?
No, this is organized pants. The other pants is disorganized.
Carrying so much junk.
Sir, but I didn't mean for you to just show me the feather. What I'm trying to say is, if what I'm analyzing is correct, this is aged Cherum wood. It needs to be blocked off by feathers from something or a species of individuals that can match said age. I'm assuming before whatever transfiguration, the bird individual was an owlin of some sort.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was.
I'm assuming from the regal appearance and the overall anger issues, she's a Strix variant, so the feather should be enough if she were to scatter some either freshly molted or some plucked feathers across. It would give enough cover for anyone for at least 3 minutes.
It's enough time.
Tiny just looks over to Volan.
You still
So,
need to
we plan-
properly get the key, genius, or did you forget about that golden plan?
No, I can unlock the lock.
And you're sure that unlocking it won't spring a trap or something?
No.
Wait, no, Tiny remember something.
What?
One time, Tiny tried to use magic to open up door, but then he and Bello we're thinking, maybe bad idea to use magic. Maybe no good idea to use magic if not know what happened if magic used.
Okay. Being afraid of something might happen doesn't mean something will happen.
It more afraid of what happened. It more afraid of not knowing information.
Did you guys ever cast any magic while you were there?
At where? In ship?
On the ship, yes, in the ship.
No. Why would Tiny use magic in unknown place?
Not for the love of Christ. I can't very well pick locks. And magic is going to be used. There's no way for me to walk Umi's father out of there without greater invisibility.
Why does
So,
it have to...
no matter what, it happens.
Do you have a plan to secure the key, or are you just hoping that your harebrained scheme won't get you ensnared in a trap to probably be enslaved along with them?
I am fully aware that there's a very good chance that this plan is not going to work.
And you
But it's better
also
than doing
realize
nothing.
that by doing this, judging from how your leadership works, will endanger the lives of the bird and the goblin more so than yourself, correct?
I'm well aware.
Then, by all means, either use your intelligence to make a better plan, or be caught dead and enslaved quietly.
Only assuming things go wrong. I hear a lot of ifs, not a lot of yes.
As Tiny just looks over the gates. Tiny will say this, Volvo. Tiny understand a lot has happened in last day, but when we did just plans of yes, plans no go good. So we have to think otherwise.
I understand that you guys want to err on the side of caution. However, for us to do this at all, no matter how we slice it, it's going to be a high-risk, high-reward. And if we do nothing, then Umi's father is probably gone forever. That is a situation I will not barter. So, if you want to help me come up with a better plan, by all means. But from what I'm hearing, it's a whole lot of speculation and not any more additional information that I already have to work with.
Volvo, my friend, I understand what you are saying, but you are being reckless.
No,
I am.
Mr. Vivi, why don't you just let your compatriot do the plan? What do we have to truly lose?
You guys have nothing to lose.
Tiny has many things to lose.
You will only lose me.
So I'm going to attack him. I'm going to attack roll against Roland.
You want to roll an attack against me? All right, sure. I've got an AC.
Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, your armor
then
grade
I'm
is
not-
not able to block that, my guy.
Yeah, no, it's not. You can totally.
That was just a straight D20 roll. That is not even adding any mods.
Yeah, no. You hit me. Hit me with what?
I hit you in
He's
the
already
guts, like-
injured.
like straight up gut punch.
All right, roll a d4.
Oh, he doesn't need to roll a d4. Like, Fluff, you have, like, multiple things you could do now with the build you have.
I know, but Tiny is just going for just like the impacts of it, but is holding back significantly. That I don't want it to do like physical damage, just more like it's there, and he knows Tiny can hit him harder to get a point across.
He already knew that.
It's still gonna knock
But-
the wind out of him, and he's gonna see nothing but black for about a few minutes, even if you hold back.
That is fair.
Okay,
Still.
so I'll be unconscious for a minute or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Falls on the floor.
Okay. So now that he has time to race and recover for at least 5 minutes, maybe time for a better plan. Because Tiny, he's already having headache from no sleep. very emotional day, and he need to cool down for a second. Yes.
We have informed you that you need your rest, sir, but since you've chosen to do this, I assume your bird compatriot and your goblin associate are on this ship far above the ship above, correct?
Yes.
Summon them if you want.
Danny will be back in two shake of a lamp before he even finishes. He just like makes his way up the ship, just holding Volan, just kind of climbing up.
I mean, I'm dead weight, but I obviously don't slow you down.
You don't.
No.
But as Tiny just kind of goes up, cousin, these Tiny did a thing again.
Amatista just pops her head over the side and goes, "What did? Never mind."
He talk crazy. He want to do a crazy plan without no think. So Tiny try hold back, but Tiny hold back. He still need to hold back.
So pretty much you knock his fucking socks off, and he's unconscious for a while.
He'll be out for a few minutes. As Tiny kind of just kind of gives a brief, tiny explanation of what his plan was.
Tiny gives a tiny explanation.
Probably enough time for you to start kind of coming into consciousness as God damn it. As Tiny then just goes, and that is why Tiny knocked him out. You see why? Especially with everything you guys been through.
And yes, my species been around for a long time, but I even know not to know. Even if, for example, like, let's say, hypothetically speaking, my brother Jet, the actual one, he would probably die casting Fireball on the door.
In my defense, I'm not gonna cast Fireball on the door.
I'm using it as an example, dipshit.
Is very good example because you go with plan that could blow up.
Only in my own face.
But also forget we're all involved, especially me, considering I'm the captain. He's going to probably immediately attack me for your stupid idea and try to lock all of us up.
If that is probably one of the best scenarios. So yeah.
The worst case scenario is we all walk the bridge and then we just do a constant loop of falling.
Or be
I
eaten
still don't know where that boulder is.
Or be eaten by whatever make big noise early.
That boulder probably landed in its stomach.
That boulder should just stay boulder.
You know,
it was not my favorite boulder.
Oh, I'm glad that it wasn't your favorite boulder. But I reiterate, all I'm hearing is why this is not going to work. I haven't heard an alternative.
Because you keep your mouth without giving time to think.
You guys had 5 minutes to talk while I was out cold on what is the other ship now?
First off, I have way more than enough feathers. And I would
to what,
say
coat the entire deck?
No. I mean, I can coat the entire ship. Probably with the amount of feathers I collect.
Well, that's...
I make jewelry out of majority of my feathers. But the overpruning, even when I overpruned, I saved all those feathers.
Well, that is great and all, but the whole point was to ensure that we wouldn't get caught during the escapade. And I'm pretty sure if we covered the entire ship in your feathers, it would race alarms.
I'm using it as an example of how many I have.
So wait.
Stand.
Why cover ship and why not cover person?
I was using it as an example of how many feathers I had. Again.
No.
We could easily coat both you and Umi's dad with my feathers. No problem.
But
But we still need the key for one, and for two, I have no way to, because we're not doing a plan that involves using magic on the door, because we don't know if the magic is going to blow up your other arm and or destroy the one you just got.
also,
Well, I don't mind if I lose the one I just got.
cousin, can I punch him again?
What, Tiny?
What? It can be replaced.
Can Tiny punch him again?
How about this, Bullen? If you were to lose that arm again, I will make sure he doesn't make you a new one, and I will break your other arm.
Well, then that makes casting that much harder.
Wait. Hold up, take breath, because maybe this is what pirates want, to turn us against each other.
I'm not trying to
Most
turn against
definitely,
anybody.
I mean,
But I'm also not willing to just sit here and accept 0 sacrifices. I'm willing to make some.
No need to make sacrifices.
before you fucking interrupted me, I was going to say I was going to offer myself out so you guys don't have to worry about it, considering what else can you lose without? I mean, obviously the crew, but we're not. Obviously, I don't want to sacrifice anybody of the crew. I don't want to sacrifice any of you guys.
You're far too valuable to even put up as a potential sacrifice.
But stop talking about sacrifice for 1 minute and think, okay, what plan I can get best way? Instead of sacrificing, be more safe measure.
Well, we could hypothetically make a fee, but we would still need the indentation of the key in the hole. Again, if we don't want to use magic, best case scenario would be making some kind of putty out of my feathers, maybe.
Even if
So it
that's
won't
the
be
case,
detected.
we're still failing to recognize that without magic, I'm not the one who should be doing this. We now have to completely replace who even tries to sneak in there. Because I'm
I'm
good.
Just saying on the door because it would be detected most likely. Even with my feathers covering you, it won't stop them from recognizing, hey, something got fucked up on the door.
Or we do not know if the door will give away when open. Because if we talk to people, what if we can recognize door being open?
There's a pretty good chance that it will, but that's not my main point, is we don't have somebody who's ideal to even perform the sneaking in the first place. Never mind lifting the key, never mind opening the door, we don't have an agent capable of doing this, because it can't be me. I'm the least useful in this plan, not involving magic. It shouldn't be me.
Why are you so focused on magic?
Because it's
No,
the
you
only
do
thing
not
I've got.
have. No, you don't.
No, you have big brain, idiot.
Yes, and this big brain is telling you that I'm the least suited person to sneak in on this ship.
Okay, you can recognize that. Good. Now focus on plan C, plan A, because you're thinking backward.
Yes, and on top of it, you have other skills besides your magic.
You took.
Since when?
You took.
But
You
you
took.
are a genius.
Bro, as Tiny just kind of like slaps the book. You wrote down thing. We would not know if you know take. That is smart. That's plan start.
Wait a second. The whole reason why I have this is because I casted reduction on myself on the ship. Nobody detected that I did that.
Well, maybe. Well, you bring a good point, but maybe they don't say anything because
They probably figure you're going to do it again anyway.
no, he made a good point. We do not know if they use magic or not.
There's no sense in them laying a trap for me later when they don't even know what I found. I was not discovered. And trust me, they had ample opportunity to discover me. Somebody walked in while I was leaving, and then I snuck a peek behind their shoulder. They did not notice me. They did not detect the magic encasing my body, reducing my size. If they had detect magic, they would have picked me up immediately.
That's what you would do, but we do not know what they do. You see what Tiny say?
I would be very surprised if they were just going to pretend that they did not notice me the entire time. An unknown factor snooping around in a place I was never meant to be in. Giving me free reign.
We're trapped in this one place, and they know we can't get out without knowing the way out.
They also knew we enter, but they don't do anything till we do things. So maybe they see us as littler than them.
Or maybe there isn't Charum wood everywhere on the ship. But that's beside the point.
No. You make a good point. Because Tiny just...
The whole ship cannot be made out of that wood.
Maybe,
it is exceptionally rare. In fact, it's extinct now.
No. You bring up good point that Tiny think. There's a lot of things we do not know. And we keep running around in circle because we do not know a lot of things.
Yeah. So we're going to have to take some knowledge either A, for granted, or just accept the risks.
Or we take pinch of cheese and salt.
Yeah, pinch of salt, that's not bad. Well, that was partly my point.
And we could always just simply combine the feathers with your magic, and you'll be able to be undetectable no matter what. Again, if they can't sense magic.
If they can't sense magic. I mean, I can cast reduction out here. And then just simply be reduced while in the ship. Both the casting and me traveling while reduced was either not detected or they simply just let me get away with it anyways. I could potentially lift the key. I know who's carrying it. I wrote it down. The question is whether or not I could even do that. And without magic... Wait. I have an idea. I haven't done this yet, but I can create an unseen servant. It's an invisible entity that follows my commands. It's capable, while it cannot travel very far from me, I need to be able to see it to be able to command it. I can go near the person and have the unseen servant try to take the key rather than me. It's a possibility they could do it better than I could. They are magical in nature, but they would not have to cast a spell to do it.
Why not first try smaller before go for a big plan? Yeah, Tiny out.
Plan B. That's our backup plan for sure.
Okay.
So, why not? Vovo, you are a man of Simpson, yes? Simpson? Science? Yes? Is that what?
I'm more magic than science. Your friend is more science than magic.
Okay, so we take backstep of your approach and we do theory, is the word Tiny wants to do. Why not see how would react to your little whatever you speak of, because that is not Tiny pay grade.
You want me to try to trigger the wood intentionally with magic?
See how it reacts. You study, you see, because you go and keep saying, yes, guys?
Like playing the game of hot and cold.
Of course. That is a very weird game. You have to explain to Tiny later, but yes. Maybe? Tiny confused. But...
So what you're proposing is that I head down there and create some magic to see if the wood reacts to it?
Just is Tiny, we do not know how long before we leave. We do not know how much time we have before we lose opportunity if we have no opportunity. Because do not forget, even if Tiny do not like what he asked, Tiny did ask if they could trade for Water Lady Papa.
They didn't seem that interested at the time.
Yes, because there's a lot we do not know, and Tiny remember we may have more to parley.
We're also on the hook for this transport in the first place. We haven't given them everything.
No, yeah, because they also want other thing for parley. Tiny remember.
Yeah,
They
collateral.
want one thing from each of our ships.
Yeah,
and we do not
want some
we do not know what they want, so that's usually nothing we have to worry about for as well, but study, see if what you can do before you jump into plan, because Volvo, Tiny love you. For a very smart person, you're rushing too fast.
Based on what your friend told me about the cherub wood, magic notwithstanding, the process of casting any spell requires gesture movements and verbal commands. I'm sure you've seen me use them. I can
Yes.
cast non-verbal if I want to. I can't do it all the time, but I can. But I still have to be able to move around, which would be detected by the wood. The movement of the air being pushed around as I move about would be detected by the wood.
Unless you
And
have
if
some
the
like, feathers on you.
If I've got some feathers on me, yes, but I'm not sure if that'll do anything about the air I redistribute as I move around.
If the wood can do what you are saying, because you're now confusing Tiny, but Tiny understand kinda.
There's a lot to experiment, is what I'm saying.
Yes, and time is of the. Tiny's trying to think of a big word, but Tiny cannot. But Tiny, you understand what Tiny said, yes?
Yes. What I
Okay.
need is a sample of the wood. We can't do it while on their ship, otherwise we're just going to raise an alarm and everything will be for nothing. I need to get a piece of it without getting detected to be able to experiment on it.
Wait, another time you think, how did Gex know a lot about that wood and you don't know?
Because he obviously has done a lot more research on the subject than I have. He's read more of the books than I have.
Well, he can read a book in a matter of seconds. But that's
Yeah.
because of him being a cyborg.
Yeah, the cheater.
Okay, now you sound like school only. So
Regardless, he's running on the same material and research that I have.
are you sure?
I've got his books and his journals. I've just not had the opportunity to really thumb through them. We've been busy.
Then I'm busy now. Go work with Gex. Put pride aside and put pride into next work. Okay? You want to save new friend Papa? Yes or no?
And while he's learning more, we can at least whip up something quickly to help coat him.
Yes.
Flip him.
Yes, we can do help with your big over the top plan while you put big brain with big brain. Do not kill Gex, Tiny.
I'm not gonna go killing your Gex.
Thank you. But
Brilliant minds are hard to find, even when they're assholes. I'm not going to rob the world of that, even if I don't like it.
Tiny's just staring at you as you say that, like like he's holding a mirror in front of you.
I fucking know what that look means. You wipe that off your face.
No.
But before I go and do that, I'm just going to throw something out there. They want collateral, something valuable to ensure that we don't do anything. Put me up for collateral, and it's a way for me to be inside without raising suspicion.
Are you sure?
I'll leave it to you to ruminate on that, because if you don't have anything else better to offer, a person is often a good offer.
If they
Especially
want
one if you... They don't want me. They want me as collateral
we
to
do
ensure
not know
that you guys don't act. They
We do
even
not know
flat
what
out
to-
said. They flat out said they wanted collateral in addition to payment. We haven't even given them that.
Okay, Tiny no remember if they said what they need for collateral. So again, it could be person, it could be item, it could be something more.
They
It's
left
just
it vague. They just wanted something to ensure that we weren't going to act against them. I say we use that as a way to act against them. I mean, they don't know what's valuable on this ship. We just have to convince them that it is. Or said person is. You guys are as good at lying through your
You
teeth.
may argue a lot, but you actually do help me think plans fully through, so...
Yes, I know. I'm very good.
But I'm going to definitely help you on trying to better some of your non-magical skills. I want you to be able to kick my ass if I'm not trying. Okay?
I'm not. ever going to be able to do that.
No, you'll be able to when I'm done. I'll put you through the training I went through. But listen, something that could actually withstand. Because I went very brutal. I didn't eat for a while.
I'm pretty sure that your training measurement would either kill me or make me lose even more body. This is the reason why I focused on magic. It was what I was good at. I wasn't a good student. I wasn't a good studier. I wasn't even good at reading. But I was damn good at making magic do what I wanted to do. That's what I leaned into throughout my development. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be anything other than that. But at the same time, we ain't got time to talk about me and my development. I've got to go speak to that pain in the ass and see if I can't get more out of it. Either that, or you're going to hear a hell of a lot of screaming down the hold. And no, I will not kill him. I will not raise a hand against him. That doesn't mean I'm not going to shout my head off at him.
Don't forget to put your little friend that you keep with you.
I keep
Might
a
as
lot
well
of
use
things.
it.
Wait, little. No. Oh, perfect.
Animals actually help a lot of any emotional thing going through. Anger is another thing. Why do you think I got Yukia?
You just see Blake batting away at the shoelace that you have on your right boot, acting like it's a cat toy.
I wanted Blake to be able to stay. Probably am going to need his help to retrieve reading materials. Considering Gex is going to make a lot of references to a lot of things that I probably haven't read up on, and I'm going to want to try and keep up with this.
And I can just simply
robot.
do is help. Would you want me to help him out by just simply making sure every possible reading material you may need is at hand? He's still small. Strong, but small.
I wouldn't mind that, but I would also rather you guys focus on all the other problems that are laid before us, because we've got a lot more to deal with than just saving Umi's dad.
Well, we also need a schedule that they... We don't know what schedule they do have. Sure. Because you said there's only 2 guards, right?
Only 2 people hold the key, and they're only fed a couple times a day. If I had to hazard a guess on when those days are, it's when they wake up, when they go to sleep.
Yep, because if you give them 3 meals, and I'm going to guess they get rid of a meal for punishment, for sure.
If they were to get rid of 1 meal, it would probably be the one at the end. The notes flat out state that, or at least my notes state, and from what I was able to see, they intentionally underfeed these people. They don't want them to die, mind you. No, I don't think they really care if there was a couple. Their entire point is to keep everyone malnourished and underweight, so that they're far less of a threat if they attempt to exist. Food is clearly their leverage. Which then brings up another point. There's a very good possibility Yumi's dad might not even be able to make it off the ship. I don't know how good condition he's in. Mind
Let me
you,
learn about that. I think I have an idea for that.
then I'll leave it to you. And with long abatedness, he opens his wings and flies back down to find Gex to have that darling conversation.
As you're doing that, what are the rest of you going to do? Because Volan's talk with Gex is going to take some time off camera from your guys' point of view. So what are the 3 of you going to do?
He's taking essentially an equivalent of like an headache medicine real quick after all that.
If I was still there, I probably should have just batted you over the head and said, "Go to bed already." You look awful. You should look awful in front of everyone else. You're suffering from exhaustion.
And as a side note, your guys' RP is on point, by the way.
If only it granted us inspiration.
Give us inspiration to move forward with our chaos.
Give us skill modifiers.
I will when it is time.
Oh.
It's not time yet.
Trap master.
I'm going to roll something and I'll DM you what that question would be.
Okay. What about Dee's? Where throughout the whole thing, I just kind of imagine Dee's was sitting on something, just kicking her feet. Like, since she's so short, it's just kicking her feet like she's in the high place.
Kicking her feet, sipping on a drink, trying to follow whatever the plan is.
I could have left D's out of the loop on this one. Now I feel bad.
Dee's knows who she
was
is.
listening.
She knows that she can contribute, but does she want to? That's the question.
Again, Deez has
looked at her at one point. It's like, say something, damn it.
Deez has 2 brain cells, both of them ready to kick ass, not think.
You could just say that she was just watching Umi the whole time.
I'm not gonna say
You should
that
have
for
keep
things
saying it.
I will address later.
Bye.
Let me. Oh. Pew. But while me and Laurel are talking about this thing back and forth, what do the rest of you get? Oh, okay. Then, what are you, like, looking for exactly with this, Laurel? Because I needs to know.
I'm going to keep it a secret until it's time for Amethyst to actually mention what she's doing.
I respect it. But for the green team, what are you guys really doing? Because you guys have ideas for a plan, but not a lot of concrete information.
Maybe a backup plan if things go to shit and we have to fight, maybe?
Let me look.
You guys are really gonna try to fight 450 pirates in an area where you don't even know where the exit is. I mean, you guys are daredevils. I'll give you guys that.
Say
Okay,
fighting
see, now-
might not be the best backup plan.
Okay, see? That's why...
That can be
That's-
plan Z.
Somebody plans these today.
Like, I'm just like, okay, you guys could fight the pirates, but logically speaking, you guys still don't know the way out of here, even if you did win. So, it's like, we've beaten them, and we could do whatever we want. How do we get out of here?
Session 255. Are we out of the fog yet?
No.
No. See you guys next week.
But you guys can still, like, put your heads together above table if you want to come up with something, because I know this is a very weird and tenuous situation. Like, there are a lot of variables with no clear answer.
Kidding me? I live for this shit.
I'm trying to think. But
Come together like a
I think I
team
put-
above table.
all right.
Don't focus on sounding smart. It's okay.
Okay, I needed to hear that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be eloquent, because A, your characters are not eloquent, at least most of them aren't. And B, just as long as you get the point across, who cares? I say the wrong words all the time. I don't sweat it.
I would say a Tire Tiny would be like, okay. He would have came up with the idea, okay, we need to come up with a backup plan for fighting. That probably would have came about the same way we discussed it.
Yeah.
Which puts time to something like, damn, I put a lot of energy to convince Vola not to do what he did. Now what do we do? Because again, there's still so much we don't know.
Sometimes you just have to take a lack of information for granted and make some surmisable assumptions based off of the information you already have.
Some educated guesses, if you will.
That's another word for it. Surmisable assumptions are educated guesses.
What are you thinking, though, Anne? Because I know you got stuff clicking in your head.
Dees has like the most brilliant of brilliant plans, but they struggle to properly articulate it. She's got like the solution, but she's like, damn it, how do I say this?
I mean, that is how Anne has described it. Like, she knows what to say, but how to say it as D's is the problem.
But this time, you don't have to say it as D.
No,
The
you can't say
answer
this
is
yourself.
42.
We will self-insert.
God damn it,
God damn it,
Anne.
Anne.
There's gonna be
Besides
a best
that, what I know of you, there's so much of you in Dee's DNA that you saying it is likely how Dees would say it.
God damn it, Anne.
Yeah.
So just say it as you.
They're really putting on their thinking caps today, folks, so just stay with us. Grab some popcorn, too.
You know, one of them's got Baby Shark playing in their head.
Well, now I do.
Better than Shinoko Noko Noko Touchdown Ton.
That's
Now
better.
my brain's trying to think of a combination of the two things.
I knew it.
I can't even think straight now. Even more. The brain cells are dancing.
You guys are thinking about a plan on how to fight. How's about eliminating the things that you can't fight?
No, I think the planned fight is at the back of the brain.
Then what's the plan at the front of the brain? Actually, better
Another
question. What's the goal at the front of the brain? What are you attempting to achieve?
Trying to figure out what Tiny and D's can do right now.
Then that leads to the next logical question. What needs doing?
We could try studying the wood. We could try and see how they react to us being on the ship and bored.
I mean, Volan is going off to try to learn more about the wood. are you guys in a position where you could re-enter the ship?
They haven't tried yet.
But are our ships close enough to even attempt it? Like, could we cross over from one ship to the other?
Tiny's yacht is tied off at the right side, way below, touching on the cloud itself. You guys are having your anchor dropped where you're literally at the crow's nest, where you could leap off from the crow's nest to climb down, fly down, or just slide down. That's your guys' positions.
Okay, and that leads to my next question. Were we forbidden from re-entering that ship? Like, did they say, don't come back onto our ship?
Captain Bones did not say anything about you guys being forbidden from coming onto the ship, talking to him, talking to the crew. As far as he is saying, because I'm not saying as far as he knows, because again, you guys don't know what he and his crew know. As far as he has said, he does not consider anything involving the enslaved prisoners as a thing of a need-to-know basis, so you guys can come and go as you please while you're in the middle of your parlay. Should anything happen, since, of course, Ametista and Dees have friends in the pirate community in modern day with the Ghoul Pirates and Bello having a connection with the Anchor Queen, you guys have an inclination about if deals are broken with pirates, it can go bad. But that's still like a in the air kind of thing.
Okay. Then I'm just going to stick this all in your guys' head while I'm at the table. And say, if you lack information and you can go back on the ship and gain more information, maybe the first goal should be to do that.
Then let me ask the Stan. You want to go on a pirate ship together?
Let's go.
All right.
And the brain cells start working again.
My brain cells are not working still.
It's okay.
That's okay. I'll
Laura.
make up for it.
So, green team, you guys are going from the crow's nest to slide down to be on the Grand Bonnie itself, where, while Ametista is working on a plan of her own in a secret way that I won't give away, you two will be the first to notice that while the wind is blowing north and the ship is heading westward, it seems as if the fog is letting the ship slide down more and more in increments, where it's almost giving like a darker aspect surrounding you all, the darker and thicker the fog seems to become around you. At this time, certain members of the crew seem to be hitting some stones that they've wrapped around themselves to give off a walking humanoid glow stick effect to kind of just illuminate the ship before the outer panels of the Grand Bonnie begin to glow, giving off a purely perfect ghost ship aesthetic of glowing neon wisps just going through the environment that seems to almost give an eerie effect to everything you guys are seeing and doing.
I can't see nothing. I'm pulling and seeing this shit.
No, you're in the war room with Gex. It's fine.
Yep. Insulting one another while brainstorming.
As geniuses do.
Yep.
But green
Passive
team...
aggressive insults.
Of course. But green team, what are you two thinking and wishing to do now?
I at least would bring up as he's sliding with D's that he wants to know more about the second part of the parlay, whatever the pirates would probably consider as like collateral, because he doesn't trust vague wording.
Yeah. Vague wording's kind of suspicious.
Is there anything Deez has intentions on while we're climbing down?
How about, oh, hey, Tiny, I missed you so much. Because I'm not even sure if you've even acknowledged that he's back.
She has.
I just don't remember.
Maybe it wasn't for you to remember. Maybe it was for Tiny to remember.
Baby Tiny is too tired and has gone through a lot of shit, and he just doesn't remember his beloved D's not remembering that he's here.
No, that's ludicrous.
I'm all
Is there
ears,
anything-
guys.
But is there anything Deez wants to try and figure out or do on the pirate ship while we're here?
Just turn over the ignition and for the.
I'm trying, but the brain keeps stalling.
All right, let's just turn on the radio so that way you at least have some background noise. Sometimes pure silence does not help. Sometimes memes get the brain working.
I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where my home is.
No, I got nothing.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
it's fine.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure you had something if you wanted something.
So, you guys are on board the ship. It is glowing. Some of the pirate crew members are glowing. They don't seem to be stopping you. They're just. Some of them look at you as if they acknowledge your presence, but then keep moving through. Like, some are messing with the sails to make sure that whatever they're doing matches up with the motion, even if it goes against the wind. Keep note of that. Some of them seem to just be moving around some barrels. Some of them just keep on trying to talk about some stuff here and there in hushed tones, or just using certain languages to just keep it fresh and moving, like every 3 minutes a different language. But they don't seem to be doing much around you. They're just like, oh, they're here. Moving on.
That would make Tiny raise an eyebrow, considering he keeps switching things up.
But what do you all wish to do? What does the green team wish to do?
No. And do we want to just go straight to find the captain, or do we want to try and talk to some of these people? So I'm down for whatever.
Tiny, put on the leader hat.
Would it be the first time for Tiny?
No, it wouldn't. But at the same time, I just want to be fair.
Take that hat off of Dee's and put it on right now.
Deez doesn't like leadership because it gives her PTSD to the summer gala.
Oh, God.
Okay, fair enough if you put it like that.
Yeah, be sensitive to your poor little green. She's way better
Tiny-
than Dende.
Tiny he wanted to see if Disa had anything she wanted to say or do, but
You've known Dee's long enough. You know that vacant stare when you see it.
I just see the 1,001-yard stare. Ah, understood. More trauma. Got it. Okay. Excuse me, any random pirate person? We would like to talk to your captain.
They hear you, where they all stop for like a brief few seconds, then go straight back to their jobs.
Okay, Tiny should have seen that coming. That happen every time Tiny go into market. Okay. Tiny have a terrible plan.
What is your terrible plan?
Walk around pirate ship and try and find the captain. Or other person that could answer Tiny question of what else is for parlay. Oh, also, where are we going?
I could tell you that. Just, you hear a voice that comes from behind you that I think either startles you or has you automatically ready to fight someone. You decide.
Oh. he freaks out and then gets ready and then just looks confused as his hands just kind of droop. Yeah.
Hey, you all look a little bit different.
Yeah?
What do you mean by that?
I mean that we don't really get the whole stock and barrel of some people that look to be from I'm guessing the current modern day era coming through the fog.
Yeah, probably.
As you guys are taking in that this is just a 5'8" human just covered in various food residue that kind of also obfuscates his kind of spiky but laid to the side brown chestnut hair to go with his peach skin and blue eyes as he's just churning through a pot that seems to have some dough, as he's just got like a very youthful smile, just like, well, I think I could probably help you. I've been here, well, we've been stuck in this fog for a long time, so I remember our accountant said that we've been in this fog for about 28,641 years.
That sounds like a lot.
I lost
It's
count
still a
after
swabby.
day 7.
Tiny cannot count past 2, so.
That's fine. So what can I do to help you with? I'm still trying to get this dough to be perfect.
The ship's cooker is the ship's mommy.
We just wish to talk to somebody to understand what position we are in when it comes to parlay for other half.
Oh, what was the terms for your parlay? It's different for each person that has come upon our ship since we've been lost.
Do fight with indentured people or slave
Okay.
and in collateral for both ship.
Oh, collateral would be more of like something of sentimental value. Or a person if you want to get rid of someone that we would then put into the slave quarters.
Mentally, Tiny is face palming that Volan was right.
Ha!
Over cartoony table side. Tiny's just get out to be hit.
God, would it be awful if I was the voice of reason in his head?
When you're just as bad as the rest of us.
But he's given the time to slow down, think, and break things down. It's a little different.
Just a little bit, but still.
A little bit.
But, yeah, the human is just still churning away at the pop and then just takes the spoon out, just dip his pinky into what he has, just taste it. I need more cinnamon.
Oh, cinnamon? I have cinnamon.
Oh, you got it?
Ooh, cinnamon.
Yeah, the one of the last few things he did check out was just like a small little baggie of
Dash it in the pot.
basically-
I'm still just trying to churn it up. Just dash it in. Just dash it in.
Hey, you want to grind it?
I say
Mash,
dash
or-
it in. Just dash in the powder.
Oh no, he gave him tiny one moment as he just like breaks it and then turns it to powder. Okay. Dish.
Okay, perfect. Just churns it up a little bit more and then just take it out to taste test. Okay, these cookies are gonna be great. These cookies are gonna be fantastic. I'm making ginger snaps.
That sound good, but I do have other question if you happen to know.
I'm hoping that I do. I've been the ship's cook for several thousand years.
Okay, very long knowledge person. Okay. Where are we going at the moment? If you've been lost for a very long time.
Oh, we know all 47 different ways to get out of here. We found every crack open that just materializes at a certain time.
Okay. So, if you could tell Tiny or Dee or just say out loud, as you're kind of like just gesturing just aimlessly, which end we end up in maybe all the current world?
Well, we're still in the prime material plane. I will tell you that. How you get here, no one is allowed to know.
That is fine.
I would say, if you guys have a researcher, we have an open library in the bottom of our ship that talks all about the fog.
You are very open pirate.
Hey,
Tiny
hey,
listen.
you haven't done anything to harm me. You haven't done anything to be mean. I don't need to skin you alive and serve you up like I did the last 8 different Onis that came aboard.
That is very respectful.
As he says this
thing
with
to
a
mouth.
very big smile on his face, like he has not broken that smile.
If it was any of my other characters, they would have been horrified. But Tiny's just like, that is compliment. Also, a very random question. Just
Sure.
curious.
Sure.
What the person would to ever want to break out slave?
Oh, we would kill every single person that they love, cherish, destroy their ship, and then make sure that they're killed last after they eat the people that we just killed right then and there.
Would it be possible to acquire slave through trade, not through?
Oh yeah, you could
code?
definitely get the slave through trade. You just gotta make sure your parlay sticks. If there's any funny business, we just kill the person you were gonna just take out of there anyway. Why?
Tiny's curious on purchasing one person.
Okay, as long as you don't do anything stupid like try to do a prison break.
And he just looks at these and kind of just like taps his fingers, just like, call Volan.
Dee's is gonna excuse herself and call Volan.
And then Tiny's just like, are there any other rules that could break parlay?
Well, there are a few. Number 1 is trying to seduce the captain.
Okay.
Number 2 is doing identity theft, because last time we've actually done that is how we've gotten the materials to make some of our silk sheets that we use as flags and all the beautiful masks that we have today.
Okay.
Rule 3 is if you try to, and this might be a little bit silly, if you try to destroy the fog from within, if you reach portal number 47.
Don't break fog from portal. Sorry, Tiny's just writing this down in case we have stupid people on board.
That's perfectly fine and natural. You do what you gotta do. Hold on 1 second. As you see him approach one of the pirates that is just walking, like, this is actually a pirate that's roughly around like 7 feet tall. All he does is backhand the knee to make them drop to the floor, almost breaking their spine, before grabbing the ear and then say, "Put this in my kitchen, otherwise you'll be the person I serve to everyone for lunch. You understand?" Yes, sir, absolutely, sir. Thank you for walking back to just talk to you.
Okay, so you said do not break fog from portal. Which one?
47.
47. Okay, Tiny's not going to ask specific because Tiny know he may not get answer unless you wish to tell Tiny answer.
I'd rather not. You seem like a nice young man, and I don't feel like doing unnecessary murders.
Tiny appreciate that. Tiny have been through many of the even though you're do not take offense, you're a very terrifying person, especially what you did to whoever it was. Is he kind of just like raise off hands?
Oh, that's just one of our lowly deckhands. They needed to learn.
Different time, different period, different existence. Tiny is not okay with it, but Tiny has to because ballet. Is that okay?
He's just still standing there smiling.
Okay, so any other rules besides no flirty, no steely person info, no break fog reality?
Oh, don't try to dredge up what's beneath the fog.
So do not provoke big noise under fog.
Oh, not noise. There are several sea creatures that have been laying dormant here thanks to what created this fog. If those get awoken, we're gonna have a problem where everyone's gonna get involved, and if we all get involved, we then go after the people that awoken that. But the only way to do that is do some stupid stuff like drop objects from a high distance. But who's gonna be that stupid?
Over table, God fucking damn.
Hey, all these older could easily just simply land in one of their stomachs. Again, we don't know.
You know what this tells me? This just tells me we have nothing to lose.
Yeah, all to lose. And we go
No, we've already lost. Like, there's nothing that we could possibly do to make this worse.
No. Again, it hasn't happened yet, but there's still a chance.
Do you hear
Do
that?
you want me to roll anything to know if that boulder did or did not wake them up?
No, I'm just laughing because Fluff was like, God fucking damn.
I'm hoping that rock floated away because it was from a floating island.
Do you hear that sound? That is the sound of us being fucked.
Not yet. Not until.
I'm just
And it
laughing
is the
'cause
sound
that
of
was
a cackling DM.
That was just like the most out of nowhere reaction. Just like, God fucking damn it. Why did we do this?
No, that's him laughing at my reaction, which is normal at this point. So again, I still have hope. But again, it's just the coincidence of it possibly happening is the result of that yelling. So sorry if that picked anyone's mic or
You're fine.
or anything like that.
You're fine.
Oh no, you're fine. You didn't clip anything. You're good. Don't worry.
Okay. And also, anyone who's watching the VOD or the streams, I apologize if that hurt your ears. But the emotional statement is there as Tiny's again just writing, do not throw at okay. Anything else Tiny needs to know?
Those are the
To, like, other
basics.
people? Okay.
Basics.
Okay, do not provoke monster, otherwise fuck.
So,
They
what
do not
happened
agree.
to your top and bottom heavy friend that looks like she'd be very well made into a pork roast to be served to a party of 33?
So we do not talk about that. She's going to inform rule of do not do stupid.
Oh, okay, cool. So, what was your name? I'm sorry, I was busy fantasizing turning you into a meal for 800 people.
Are you going to do anything very strange with name?
Are you someone that I need to kill?
I hope no.
Then no.
Tiny Vivu.
Oh, my name's Laszlo. Nice to meet you.
Tiny just extends his hand. Tiny forget name. Tiny brain very mush.
Oh, you'll remember. They all remember. As when he just has his eyes just get a little bit wider, he's tightening his grip on your hand that's so strong. It's actually a bit stronger of a grip than Roy's, Amy's, and even Axel's grip as he's holding onto your hand before letting go.
Very good grip. Lot of you must do good, especially when bake.
I've been
Never
a
drops
cook a
the
long
line.
time.
Tiny can tell you have scent of cook.
Surprised you haven't asked for grilled cheese yet.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go back to my kitchen, where hopefully the deckhand has delivered the ingredients so that I can make my ginger snaps with some cinnamon aftertaste.
Okay, have good time. As Tiny just waves and is just petrified and feared, but is just playing it off as best as he can.
So that's the ship's cook.
And as soon as Tiny hears that, he starts making his way to D's a little quicker than he wanted to.
How's that call going, by the way, you two?
I mean, I wasn't going to answer and interrupt that wonderful majesty that you all crafted, so I was just happily waiting my turn until now. So, yeah, Volan doesn't take that long to answer. We're busy, what?
You're
Volan
quite the
don't-
ladies' man.
He doesn't know who's calling. He didn't look.
I'm assuming it's a woman from your tune.
You know, you're just playing the odds at that point. Just be quiet. Who is this? What is it? What?
What do you mean? Who is this?
I didn't.
You've got a caller ID on your.
I didn't look, D's. What do you want?
I knew I was correct in my assessment. You do yell at women.
You're just playing against the odds.
Sure. You keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, whatever. I don't have time for you, and I don't have time for you, D's. What?
Do not go through with your plan.
Okay, why?
The cook just told us that if something happens and one of the slaves goes missing, they will kill everyone.
And you didn't know that this was going to happen because... I mean, that's a given, D's. If this fails, we all die.
Yes, but I'm just
So-
letting.
Where's the new information, please?
No, do not do something stupid.
Hello, Tiny. What now?
Okay, so Tiny's for Jalen, so Tiny gonna make it very simple. Do not do something stupid. Do not do. Be silver, please. For the once in your life with Tiny around, be silver.
Tiny, D's. If you really thought that nothing bad was going to happen should this plan fail, then I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, this
Of
plan is
course
going to
something's gonna
fail.
go. We're not done!
Oh no,
No,
we
no, no.
are done.
No,
Ugh.
Jake. Shred the plans, please.
No, I'm going to explain what the issue with this plan is when you gather your friends, Mr. Vivi, to the ship. I'm not going to go through this twice.
Okay. But
You do realize I'm going to counter everything you have to say.
Volvo, let's put this simple. You know how strong cousin is, yes?
I mean, I've got a pretty good idea. Sure.
The cook, Tiny think he might have slight broken bones by just a handshake. More than how his cousin do, more than how Tiny's teacher do. He's basically
I'm sure Deez can help you out with that, bro. In finger, but again, this is not news to me or any of us, for that matter. Of course, we're grossly outnumbered, and outgunned. This changes nothing.
Okay, but you know how you came with very intense plan?
Well, it's
They
got some
counted
holes in it. I'm working on it.
They counted every point that you had, just 2-minute conversation.
Counted
Also-
it, what? Saying that they have a counterpoint to everything we've planned? Or
It's more-
countered as in saying there's going to be a consequence to everything we do, which, of course, there are.
Well, they specifically said, again, do not steal slaves. Do not seduce captain for some reason.
Someone's already tried to do that, obviously.
Do not do identity theft.
Uh-huh.
Do not break the fog at portal number 47 from inside. Whatever that means.
I'm not sure if we've got the portals labeled. I'm not even sure if we know if there are more than one portal, but something to keep in mind in the back of our head.
They apparently is because they know every entrance to go in and out. And if you try to get that, they would not. And if you keep pushing, probably not a good thing. Also, do not drop big thing into fog. Otherwise, wake a big monster.
Okay, well, that's already happened, so we'll have to deal with that in the future.
Tiny should know. No, Tiny should know this because Amatista pointed it out.
Yeah, this shouldn't be news to him.
Running on like 1 hour sleep.
Okay, then, Tiny, you should know this. Your cousin told you about it. So she dropped something in the mist. So that's already been done and dealt with. So what I'm hearing is we are already screwed. So therefore we have nothing to lose, and therefore everything to gain. Is there anything else?
Yes, these catch Tiny, please. As Tiny's about to faint.
Yeah. Yes, geez, please make sure that Tiny doesn't faint.
So, Anne, with advantage, I need you to do a muscle check.
Okay.
With advantage.
Is she gonna try and punch me into the next ether from wherever she is?
The muscle is to catch Tiny.
Yeah, because at this point his adrenaline is finally caught up to just finally letting him about to fall.
That is 22.
Mark a plus for your muscle. As
Yay.
you're able to catch Tiny. You notice he is a lot heavier, like he put on more muscle. But you're able to catch him. You've been lifting weights.
Yeah, she's been getting swole.
Thank you, these. Look, Tiny wish Tiny take a nap now, but there is no time.
Deez, when you're done patching him up, make sure he actually takes a nap. He's too high-strung for this. Me and Gex will continue our conversation. Thanks for calling. Ends the call.
Wait, no. Tiny hate him sometimes. But Tiny love him. Oh, gosh, dang it.
Well, you did bring more information to the table, which, A, there are more portals and therefore more ways out.
Yeah, no. Again, over table, I'm happy with a lot of the information we got.
Oh, yeah. This information has been very invaluable, and I'm glad that you shared it with Volan while Gex was there, so they can both hammer it out.
Yeah, again, I had to play Tiny at that high stroke.
No, it's great. It's awesome. I loved every fucking second of it. And I love being this asshole who's just utterly dismissing you.
I mean, it wouldn't be Volan if Volan wasn't like, okay, but guys, I went to college. The fucking plankton meme in my head. I went to college.
I mean, it's not like he's acting like he knows better. He's just saying that none of this is
surprising.
anything he hasn't already thought of. Like, he realizes that this plan has an extremely low chance of success. All of them do. And the consequences are probably greater than are actually worth it. But he's not willing to say that. He's not willing to point out the reality of it is not worth the risk that we're taking to get Umi's father out. He really wants to do it because he feels guilty, mainly.
I just realized I forgot that Tiny said, "Oh yeah, we could probably buy her dad."
Yeah, you didn't say that part, so he doesn't know anything about it. So therefore, he's continuing to go along with the plan. Like, he's basically throwing ideas at Gex, and Gex is pointing out the flaws, and then he's countering them to hammer out a far more solid plan.
Less Gex for being the counter to Volan finally.
But
everybody can be a counter to Volan.
Do you guys want to gather on a tiny ship so that you guys can hear Gex and Volan's discussion in full, or are you guys going to try to examine the ship?
There is more potential to learn.
There is more potential to learn.
Although, you are kind of down a person.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to Volan's suggestion, which is to let Tiny rest, like, it'll be just you. Also, Tiny's in no real state to do much of anything. Like, how many points of exhaustion do you have?
Don't worry about it.
That I feel like I'll catch up later on.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Bye.
I already have the numbers. They're not great. I'm going to say this, but just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no.
Fine, I won't ask the technical question. I'll just make the point that he's already compromised, and you're surrounded by people way tougher than you. In probably all aspects.
Debatable, but
worst case scenario, they're all tougher than you.
I mean, as long as Anne doesn't fuck around and find out.
This isn't like you guys are gonna fight Rao or Snowball. Deez isn't gonna be like, oh, it's revenge/rematch time. I don't see Anne doing something that reckless. As I call my bookie.
Trying to fuck around and find. He's
He
trying to
has no interest in breaking any of the rules.
Fair enough, and I'm not trying to suggest that she's going to fuck around and find out, but she is going to snoop around. Like, we are testing the limits here to try to learn stuff.
I mean, we know the rules, so we can...
know the basics.
And so do I.
God damn it. I was hoping.
And, he did make it very clear that he only told us the basics. There are details that have been skimmed over. Things like where we are not allowed to go. Maybe it'll be obvious on where we can't go on the ship, and he's smart enough not to try and push that luck, but y'all can still wander into something by accident.
Places you're not supposed to be.
Yes, and I fucked around, found out, and apparently got away with it.
Are you sure?
No, but we haven't had any consequences yet.
You hadn't fully enacted what you were going to do, so that is probably the main boon.
I'm sure snooping has consequences in of themselves. It just didn't break any parlay.
We can
If
only
I was
hope.
caught. If I was caught. Which is still up in the air on whether or not I was.
Yeah.
Look, if we're going to find out ultimately, I'm willing to bet it's when Amatista sits down with the captain to actually do the formal parlay. He'll probably spit out that he caught me there to weaken our position in negotiation.
That's all on if Laurel wants to have Amy come down to discuss the final points at this time or not.
I mean, her not doing so buys us time. Like, we get a little bit more freedom because we're in the middle of parlay.
Again, whatever happens, it is up to our tough women.
Of course it is.
As we look to the tough women.
Women are better in every aspect. I'm not going to debate otherwise.
I'm glad my daughters are not here to be like, yeah, Dad, you should listen to the table.
There's a world of difference between women being better in all aspects and listening to your father when he's right.
I'm not about to have this conversation about my 4 daughters thinking that they're smarter and better than me today. I'm not.
Because the answer
I'm
is
going to
yes. Yes, they
DM
are.
you something to go on that.
Okay, I'm ready, Laurel.
Okay. So, situation that we're sitting at is Deez has to decide what she wants to do. Tactical retreat back onto the ship, or keep going.
Sorry, Anne, you have
to actually make a decision.
I do have an idea of what I wanted to do this time, so don't worry.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear it.
Deez is going to look for that library that was mentioned.
She's trying to win my love because she doesn't have to work that hard.
Just figure out where it is, because she's not too scholarly, but at least she can know where it is to point out to Volan later.
You know he already likes you, right? You don't have to win his affections. You know if he gets the chance, he is going to steal all the books.
Oh, I know.
If we ever get a leg up on these pirates, their library is gone.
So, you're gonna be heading towards where the hull is, where it's the big arena section, as it were.
Alrighty.
Within the arena area, there are designated stairs that lead to certain things. One of the stairs leads to the library, as it were. One of them leads to a eatery. One of them leads to the meatery. 2 distinct differences, if you guys have ever met a foodie. There are 2 different things.
I've met Goku.
One of the stairs leads to the mass bathroom. The mass bathroom being just like men, women, other, who cares? You go pee here.
Oh, unisex. Okay. It's just a hole.
And the last staircase or stairwell itself just leads to a place designated enter at your own risk.
Well, that's definitely the place that she's not allowed to go.
Yeah, remember what we said, Deez. You're not in the propensity to fuck around and find out.
But because it's more empty now to see the arena area for what it is, the overall wood surrounding it that you heard from Tiny and from a second account of Volan, the so-called cherub wood looks to be a mixture of a light pink infused with some golden arbor wood. Like, it seems to glimmer, as even when you're stepping on it, it kind of gives off like a walking piano mat sort of appeal of seeing wisps come up to almost hit you in the face with each step that you do take, as it's almost like a spotlight is perpetually on you the moment that you've stepped down there. But the mere quiet of it makes you actually hear like the glistening in the air the more that you step on each plank of wood.
May I ask an additional detail?
What's up, buddy?
Is there a clear distinction when that wood ends and new wood begins? Like if some part of the ship is made out of wood other than the cherub wood, is there a clear delineation?
So it only stops when the spiral staircase that leads you all down here actually stops at the crew quarters. Like, the very first step is made out of natural wood keep in mind when I'm saying this. This Man of War is not made out of rune wood, the wood that you guys have for the Firebird that's perpetually able to keep you guys in the air, because it's a mystical wood that allows anti-gravity and the ability to fly, as well as allowing you guys to go from sailing to flying. This ship does not have that. It has just natural old wood with some slight metal casing around the exoskeleton of the ship. So it's more or less all of that. Just first step is where the natural wood is the stopping point, just that first step. Then the rest is all cherum wood to go into the hull.
Look. These.
Interesting.
So what's up, Anne? Where are we heading?
Let's poke our head into the library to see what it looks like.
Okay. So poking your head into the library, I would go into like a whole flowery detail of how big this thing would look, but ooh, I had to sneeze. But the best way to do it is using pop cultural references to just expedite the situation. Beast is library from Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh.
Which one? The good one or the live action one?
I was gonna say La Belle La Bête
This is-
live action, but I'm gonna go with the Disney animated one.
The original La Belle and La Bête in French?
Oui.
Do you have, that's not pop culture. I guarantee you there's only 2 people at this table who's ever seen that.
Bonjour.
Yes, Miss Umi, I've seen it too. That's why I said 2 people.
But I'm only gonna go with the Disney animated one.
So you can't forget those arms. Those Jean Cocteau arms.
Whoever could forget those arms. Anyway, that's what you see basically, D's. Because I would go into like the full-blown grandeur of how large this library was, but after I just sneezed, my whole brain's just like, save description for next time.
So we're talking like a 3-story wall-to-wall of shelves, all filled with books.
Correct.
All right, there's your quick synopsis right there.
Jeez.
How big's your bag, Deez?
Deez is not stealing books for you.
Oh, come on!
Not from these people.
She may have the bra of holding, but that does not mean she's gonna stuff her titties with books.
As if anybody would notice.
Someone would.
Someone would just assume they're natural.
Did that goblin get a breast enhancement surgery all being on this fucking ship?
You sick fuck, they were always that size.
How you doing that though?
Besides, if I were to have somebody smuggle anything in their boobs of holding, it would be Amethysta.
She's not going to steal on the ship for you.
Oh.
I think the point is I don't think many of us want to steal more than what we already took before we knew who we were fucking with.
Because,
Poor Volan.
you don't want to get a TPK.
Man, Volan ain't got no love from the ladies.
Sir.
Well, at least Deez is gonna tell you about the library.
I'm sorry. How
Sir.
many characters? Like 3 to 4 characters have been at. Oh my god! I don't want to hear it.
This
I don't wanna hear
motherfucker
it.
right here. No love from the ladies. Cypher, Kit, maybe Vivi, and you got the hots for Soleil. This motherfucker right here.
And fucking even Doll was literally like always bugging. I don't want to hear shit.
Oh God.
Laurel, update the autopsy
Fine, no love
report.
from the married ladies.
Wait, I'll get the meme.
Wait, what?
Update the autopsy report. We about to just be like, this bitch here uppercut this motherfucker right here.
There it fucking is. Yes.
You recognize where the face ends and where the ass ends.
That's okay. Nobody ever knew. Not even Volan.
Send your butt down the stairs. I ain't got no riz.
Look, hey, in my defense, I haven't been saying that anymore ever since I rolled that crit.
But Deez, what are we doing? Because you've peeked in, but what do you want to do? Because you could just look at the library, or you could read some books, or you can go upstairs.
At least check out just at least look at one of the titles.
Yeah, I'm gonna skim the titles and find one of the books that's on, like, about the fog and try reading it.
Okay, make an observation check.
Okay.
I'm assuming your bonus is very high from last session.
It is.
Volan 3.0.
And that's
now
a nat
smaller.
20, so
Oh
that's
my-
24.
Oh, now she just
Bro.
sees everything!
Add
Get out of my
2 to
head,
that.
Alan.
Add 2 to your observation.
She
And I
just
was
saw all the titles.
I'm not even lying. I was just jokingly thinking, oh, what happens if she gets in 20?
Can you think that when we do the playing?
What is
Not to be
your
planned.
what is your fucking bonus now for observation?
6.
Sure.
Damn!
Fucking busted you!
You almost maxed it out, man.
4 away from maxing it out. Goddamn.
Motherfucker's higher than mine.
But
Pink die is blessed for these.
just from you looking around at each of the titles, you do find that there are handwritten notes and notations from a lot of different sources, but one that stands out the most is a very distinct name for the fog, if you're ready.
Alright.
So, I need all my note takers to get their shit ready. You all know at the table who I'm talking to.
I'm ready.
It's known as the Fog of Vivantis from the spine. For those of you guys looking for spelling, check the chat that we have for the whole spelling.
I was completely off.
It's
Yeah, I
fine.
wasn't right either.
It's fine.
I was one letter off.
Damn!
I nearly had it. I just didn't know what vowels.
Shit, damn! Oh.
By the way, where are you coming up with these names?
Well,
He's got a generator, I guarantee.
I don't have a generator. Laurel knows I don't use generators. I sit in the shower for like a good 5 minutes thinking about some scripts that we're working on. Sometimes I'm just sitting back and I'm like, I wonder what jokes I can write for what we could do later on. And it just hits me in the middle of my shower like, oh, that's a name I could use. Let me write that down in my notes.
I believe it.
Yeah, same.
So,
See, I use a generator because, like, I suck at certain things.
You're
Like,
getting better.
My brain is
well, thanks
broken
to
mush.
me reading now, yeah.
I thought you were getting better long beforehand, but that's just me. I just believe in you as your older brother.
We all
forget
have faith in you.
I hate myself so much.
And I love you.
We have all the faith in you.
I almost fell for that fucking thing.
It's an honest mistake.
Could happen.
So, D's, from the Nat 20 you've rolled, I'm not going to hide any secrets. The Fog of Vivantis was made by if not the oldest wizard lich himself, Vivantis Vorvol. I know, before you guys even ask, it's like, can you spell that DM for your bullshit ass words?
No relation.
So it was your answer. That's correct.
Vivantis Vorvo existed between the Dawn period and the Age of Agernon, somewhere in the Lost period. It was an ancient wizard lich that almost plunged the world into utter darkness and destruction before creating a different system of things by making other evil liches. Some that have gone throughout the annals of history that led to the births of other liches. They even have it in the journals talking about the birth of Grandma and Grandpa, technically, because Grandpa was born after he killed a lich and then used the power to prolong his own life by losing his original name to become the druidic lich that he would soon transition to be the shamanic lich as he is today, married his wife who chose lichdom to live forever with him, and all that sort of stuff. But it also bred life into a council of liches that have gone throughout the history, but then just kind of stop in the middle of the Age of Agernon. And it's all dating back to Vivantis Vorvo, who has kind of instilled all of this while having a huge family tree, but they don't know if there's any, like, descendants of Vivantis that have kept up anything, as the lasting memory of his existence is creating a fog that has ensnared, entrapped, and basically siphoned off everything from the weakest souls that can be brought into this prison, where it's theorized that if enough people are fed into the energies of this fog, Vivantis Vorvo could one day be resurrected from a lost phylactery to create a stronger, more youthful, and more energized form that could destroy all of Oltos, if not the entire Amma realm as a whole.
We should really convince these pirates to leave with us.
Get out of these heads, boys and boys.
But reading that, D's, I know your knowledge isn't your highest stat for reasons we've discussed, but what do you think reading all of this?
I would laugh my ass off if she said that she misread Volvo as Volvo and thinks that Bolin has something to do with this.
I was gonna say she didn't misread it, but I certainly miswrote it in my notes.
Oh my god!
You son of a... Never change. Never change.
This is why we love Anne. This is why we love Anne.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me dead.
But what does Dees think after reading that, though?
My last name.
Dees, first and foremost thinks that's a lot of information, because that's just Dees.
Man,
How much
these
of it did she
5
retain?
paragraphs were just insane.
I wonder how much of it she actually retained.
But she's kind of thinking, like, we definitely need to get out of here. Probably try to convince the pirates to potentially follow us out of here, because it's not a good idea to stay here.
And Bolin's just breakdancing in her head. Dancing in her head.
And she's gonna try to retain as much of that information as possible. Tell to Volin later.
If she remembers nothing else, just remember the Lich Wizard's name. That at least gives him something to look up as reference.
Yeah.
If he can find anything. The guy's apparently really heavily forgotten.
There's a chance that Gabriel might have known.
And knowing Gabriel, it's probably in one of his obscure notes. Just like, oh yeah, I've met him, nice guy. Tried to kill everyone.
I mean, Dees is also planning to tell Volin where the library is and show him it so he can read for himself.
Aw, Dees is best.
She's not gonna steal the books, but she won't gatekeep them for Volin.
Tiny will.
Yeah, I know you will.
Dees is not a
Batista would, too.
gaslight gatekeeping girl boss.
I suspect Amethysta would probably not tell Bolin though.
Out of spite, maybe.
Yeah. He just has to say one wrong thing. She'll just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna tell me.
Gee, I found something and I'm not going to tell you now. Fuck you.
Basically,
Ow.
yes.
Hey, geez, you want to see this cool thing that we're not going to show Volan?
He's like, come on, guys.
I want to see too.
Can I look over your shoulder?
By the way, my hand finished slipping on that drawing I was working on.
Oh?
Show.
Hold on.
But what are you
Gotta
doing
explore
now,
it.
Dees?
Dees is gonna go back to report into Volin and the rest of the party.
Where would Amy be by this time? Because of the thing we discussed privately. What's she up to?
She would be in her room.
Okay. I guess, Dees, you're either going to Tiny's yacht or to the Firebird at that rate.
Then Dees is gonna go to Tiny's yacht.
Okay. So, as you're just, I'm assuming, carrying Tiny with your mighty goblin muscles.
Yes.
Her swollenness can easily do it.
You're just approaching the tail end of a conversation between Gex and Volin, where Gex has shot down another of Volin's harebrained schemes for him trying to convince this Cybron that this idea is going to work.
You haven't ruled out the possibility that this wood cannot detect the movement of air and gas particles.
So I can save you the dignity. I'm not going to give you a response to how ignorant that sounds.
How is it ignorant? Gaseous form is still a viable option.
Yes, the magical essences of arcane magics being used by a crew that specializes in the detection of arcane magics would definitely not detect the gaseous form being spread around throughout all of the Cherum wood that's layered within the whole area. Very smart idea.
And yet they weren't able to detect me when I crossed through into their war room.
Are you going on the assumption that they didn't see you, or was your cockiness really speaking volumes for yourself?
The fact that I was able to fly right past someone entering the room, spy over their shoulder, and then leave out the same door they walked into is kind of an indication that they didn't notice me.
Didn't notice someone using a reduction spell and then just feeding them information that they think would lead into a trap. Yes, that is.
They would have had to
truly a
prepare
smart
that
thing.
ahead of time. They would have had to have prepared that ahead of time. It's not like they knew I was going to do it.
Oh yes, because people that I'm assuming are several thousand years old would not have expected the most basic of basic infiltration techniques from any newcomers. You are so wise.
Not every conceivable room can be a trap. Yes, I see you there, Deez. What's up? Why are you carrying... Oh, yeah, that's right. He's following us.
Oh, Mr. Vivi is finally asleep. That's a great idea.
It probably wasn't his.
It never is.
How did your trip go, Deez?
Well, we poked around a bit. They have a library on the ship that you're free to read the books in. Don't steal the books.
Poland just opens his mouth for a minute, then looks over at Gex.
Gex is not even phased. He's just going through more stuff from the arcane disc.
Then he looks back. Get Deez. I didn't say I was going to steal any books.
Oh, I know you didn't say you were gonna steal any. I'm just telling you not to.
Why does everybody assume the worst out of me these days?
Because your heart rate is indicating that you're lying about trying to steal some literature from these Neanderthal... I'm not even going to finish that statement.
Yeah, because you're full of crap.
As are you, Mr. I dropped out of university because of a near-murder experience.
I was telling the truth about that, but that is neither here nor there. Mr. I cheat with electronic devices shoved into my brain.
Yet again, someone thinking that this is by choice. Miss Goblin, you seem to have some information you wish to discuss because your eyes seem to be swimming. And Mr. Vivi is starting to drool, which means he's dreaming about that kitchen show that he was on a few days ago again.
Has he not had any grilled cheese to eat today?
We have lost our supply of cheese long before we were going to be restocking, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, then that is your own darn fault. You'd think you would have planned for that, considering it's all he ever eats.
Yes, because I plan to be stuck in a fog that comes out of nowhere, much like you apparently did.
We have contingencies for a lot of things, and granted, fog isn't one of them. But you haven't even been stuck here that long.
Miss Goblin, do you want to stop this parade of ignorance, or do you want to just stand there with a slack jaw?
You'll get
Yeah.
used to it. You gotta give her time. She gets...
We have no time for people wallowing around in a slack-jawed position.
And yet we will make time. What's up, Tom?
I found a book in the library that gave some information about the fog. It is
Such as?
called The Fog of Vivantis, and it was made by a wizard lich named Vivantis Vorvo.
Say that
Anything
8
else?
times fast.
That is for I'm not gonna try.
No, thank you.
Alright, Gas, you want to try and fill this one, or should I look up who that is?
Let's see. Vivantis, Vorvo, Vivantis, Vivant. You then just start to see his eyes glow with LED light fixtures. And then, within a few moments, his body pulsates a massive dome of magical energies that engulfs the entire yacht, that actually makes everyone's hair stand on ends and actually kind of makes Tiny's body float up a few inches from the ground as he's still just trying to search through something.
love of God, control yourself, circuit board. Don't overheat.
While ignoring Volan, he's just still going through some stuff before he finally stops in the middle of processing, where as soon as Tiny is about to drop, on instinct, you see Tiny using his elbow to slam onto the deck as if he's just waking up on impulse, since he's very used to this from Gex doing this.
Did
Welcome
Tiny
back,
fly?
Tiny.
Did Tiny fly again?
You were floating.
Oh, look at Tiny was flying again. Oh, we are warm. What
Yes,
happened?
hi. You fell asleep and stayed that way.
So he just said the D. So what happened?
It's easy to believe.
According to various different reports, as Gex is just saying, like, he is not really interested in his surroundings, the overall historical notes involving Vivantis Volvo states that during the age of Agranon, I'm not going to say which king, since it doesn't seem to fucking matter at this rate, Vivantis himself was a construct born from a wizard from unknown means and unknown origins that simply wanted to see humanoids die in the fastest rate possible, seeming to have a hatred for a group known as the Ember Society. Where that name triggers something for the three of you, since you all know that's the group that Gabriel's mom used to be a part of. From his many years, there's apparently several children that he had before his death, one of which is Vivantis Volvo II, that has since been alive, but no one knows what has become of him.
I'm just mystified by the fact you were actually able to say the words unknown. I didn't think that was in your vocabulary.
Historians like to keep everything onto certain things, but before the Arcanists all died out, they had them on these very interesting and intricate cubes that kept up with all the knowledge before being replaced by certain scientists that have obfuscated them to places that I cannot return to.
And this is why I stick with books.
Riveting. So, from all those things and more, the only dangers that we would probably face, if what I'm assuming you've read in the book, is that maybe there are liches we need to be wary of. But the only two living liches that we have in this day and age are a shaman lich and a huntress lich, who I've heard are quite lovely people from Mr. Vivi here.
My brief interactions would suggest the same. Wait, did you say Vivi?
He doesn't even respond. He's just kind of halting a small moment where you see his eyes shut off for a brief moment, and like static comes off the left side of his head.
Did you pop a gasket, circuit board?
Gex is okay?
Sorry, there was a memory that came through from somewhere else.
Needed a diagnostic there?
Gex, if you need break, take a break. You have
There's
very
no
much
time
today.
for me to take a break, Mr. Vivi. We need to get out of here. I do not like being in this area. I do not like these humanoids that are nearby. We need to leave soon.
And yet you're prostrating and complaining about how little time there is doesn't change the fact that we're going to have to make it.
And your ignorant plan to get us all murdered by being reckless is not going to do any favors either. So we're at a standstill from a supposed genius and someone that's actually having emotions, which is the biggest weakness. So thank you for
According to
offering
your
nothing
lameness.
yet again.
According to your lame duck analysis based solely on probabilities and factors, and none of them on facts.
Volvo is I know this is smart person thing you do, but we are in no time situation to be argue. If we make it out, then argue, please.
I'm not arguing with the guy, but the simple fact is, him trying to rush us isn't going to make this go any faster.
And your
Nor is
plan
it-
of trying to use this cockamamie scheme to break out a prisoner is so sound.
I never claimed that it was. In fact, I have claimed the diametric opposite and have been trying to work with you to fill in some of the gaps to increase the probability of success.
Then why
Oh,
don't you
Be
do
resistant to that.
Then why don't you do something of a duplicitous action that will get the key from the captain? Because from the notes that you keep trying to say, he doesn't have the key in place to be stolen by hand. He has it in a place that only he can access, which you seem to be really underutilizing as a point of reference to get him away from the cherub wood by using something as cover.
Because getting the key doesn't resolve the cherub one. Sorry that I'm focusing on that part of the plan, but fine.
There are
Simple
ways
fact.
to dismantle and get rid of the idea of cherub, which I have pointed out. Firstly, using your bird compatriot. Second thing is moving fast enough, which Mr. Vivi himself can provide, and using the key itself will not leave a problem, because if everything that I've researched during your squabbling has proven anything, these individuals would do something that would actually entrap you in a way that would render everything useless if you tried to pick it without the key. Or should I keep trying to say this now in a smaller vocabulary to match up with your slow-witted reasoning?
I have more than once brought up that I'm not the ideal candidate for this situation, but nobody else was intent to volunteer.
If Tiny can have a moment to speak, Tiny did talk to the cook, and we could, again, like Tiny said, try to trade or buy Water Lady Papa.
I didn't
if
say
he set
anything
it up-
about trading.
I concur with the dragon folk over here. You did not bring this up even once, sir.
Tiny tried, but then Tiny had Tiny fell asleep before he could because panic.
And whose fault is that, mister? I keep on skipping sleep.
And this is
Mr.
when Batista would come down.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hi, cousins, but yeah, okay, so Tiny did do a little bit more talking. Sorry, Tiny passed out. It's been very long trip, okay?
Tiny, go to bed after all of this if you don't want.
Oh, Tiny planned to.
Good.
Okay,
I'm
cousin.
gonna start spamming your phone from now on to make sure you get your ass to bed.
Do you have Tiny new mobile number?
You will need to give it to me. Either way, I will find a way to spam call you until you do.
Okay.
Either you give the number willingly or we take it.
Oh,
No,
joy,
just
the
bit.
bird compatriot is finally here. We can finally get to work on an actual plan.
By the way, here is all the downing items. And
Okay,
she just
great.
pulls out one ginormous big ass bag.
From her cleavage, I assume?
Huh?
Never mind. I assume she was just carrying it.
Yeah, she was actually carrying it. She was not.
It was
Anyway,
not in the
fine.
tits of
She
holding
wanted-
this time.
I mean, it would have been funny if they were, but anyway.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Normally I try to put that in there, but I figured for once Amethyst was working on something else on top of it, so
It's
Right,
understandable.
okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
So great. Stages 3 and 4 of the plan are covered. Why I didn't spend a lot of time on it?
I figured that much too.
Wait. Because that's why I wasn't spending time on it, or
Well, if YouTube or at a certain, for one, he can look up anything. I'm going to guess at a dime,
more or less.
and it's probably extremely painful, but yet you can't feel emotion.
I never asked him if it actually hurt him.
That's because you do
But-
not care, Mr. Dragonfolk.
That is true.
But
Tiny
also,
care.
like I stated, considering I know a lot of outdated shit.
Yes, which is quite relevant considering where we are right now.
Oh,
Yeah, for once being a Howlin helps. Normally I'm dealing with racist shit.
oh, cousin. By the way, here notes of what not to do with pirates.
Thank you.
Also, biologically speaking, bird compatriot, you're not an owl, and
No shit, Sherlock.
Semantics.
I'm talking about before this had happened.
well, even still, being a Strix variant to have a secret monster form inside your biology does not really yield anything else. I'm just merely stating from your evolutionary process, you're beyond that of an owl, and if anything, you're twice as powerful as anything that you could have had before.
So you're saying I could probably easily kick my dad's ass?
Oh, God, no. Gods, no at all. If your evolutionary process actually happened, odds are it probably happened to your, I'm assuming the correct term would be sperm donor as well.
Thank you. I just try not to say it, considering every time I do, it goes over my head.
I mean, Mr. VV here said you were raised by giants, so I just assumed that it'd be best to just say that your bird compatriot associates were actually just your sperm and egg donor, and you were raised by actual giants.
Yeah. So I pretty much act like a giant half the time.
Cousin is not a giant. So tiny confused.
Don't
My
think about
what?
it, Tiny.
My mother may be a giant, but I am not. I'm just tall.
Regardless, here is the plan that your dragon folk associate wishes to have you all embark on, which I will stand by and give 0 notes for because it has a 100% rate of failing.
Says you.
I need to first at least hear all of it before I can mark that, because again, it's my say.
Acknowledged.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Believe it or
dragon
not,
folk.
she's not going to take it. So, the plan, in essence, not necessarily in execution, but in essence, is that we would be better suited to acquire the captain's key to the holding area, and then down to said holding area, open the lock with the key, and either abscond with the target or teleport out quickly.
Outside go.
So pretty much what I was saying to begin with.
Yeah, more or less. But that is not the only plan, and it's not even the best plan.
Nope. Like I said, it would be better off as a plan B, very last resort.
More like a plan F. I wouldn't even do it as the next possibility.
I would,
In fact,
Plan Z.
yeah, sure, let's go with
I
that.
was going to suggest it being plan Z next.
That's fine. But
Especially
we've actually
considering
Sorry. We just came across some information where things might be a little bit easier on all of us. We just buy the damn fog.
But
Mhm.
we got to figure out what the captain would be accepting for payment.
No money. He said
Of
no
course,
good.
because he has all the money that he can need, or he does not really need it.
Money's pointless. He
He-
is looking for
But-
parlay and barter. He wants things, objects.
So, Volvo, Tiny hate to admit it, but you are right about the thing of he'd either take person to be his slave or something sentimental.
You hate admitting that I'm right. Why? Because Gex is here?
Well, actually,
no, because
just knowing that we could definitely offer ourselves up as collateral, you and I, between both of our cerebral abilities, we could probably stage a breakout from within to make it a little bit more easy. I hate to
While I
admit.
don't doubt that, we are assuming that they are going to value our intelligence as decent collateral or even tradable good. What good are us to pirates?
A tiny May?
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Vivi.
Even though Cook is very scary and also have tiny hand, more than cousin or teacher do, he talked like slightly normal person before doing very old timey scary things.
I'm gonna guess he brought up cannibalism.
Is that what you want to eat other people?
Well,
Yes.
more like your own people, but it also counts for
It-
intelligent races.
Granted,
Yeah.
I kind of see the
Yes.
point, being trapped here for presumably a long time. Cannibalism seems to be the next thing for sustenance.
It's only
is-
practicality. There's no other way to grow any food.
Is not just cannibalism. They use other piece of people.
Yep, again, practicality, point of survival. Makes perfect sense.
It's the only
Yes.
way to survive in an area like this without a market or any sort of trading post.
They may
But
not
it-
age, but they clearly have requirements like eating and sleeping, so they still have to do that somehow.
Is
And slaves can still make babies. What?
but no, just flashback.
Anyways.
But they are willing to talk because parlay is still going. As long as we don't break any of the rules, as the cook said. Again, as long as we do not flirt the captain, do not do jailbreak.
For
Do
one,
not-
I wouldn't flirt with the captain.
Do not do identity thing. Do not break fog from a very specific portal 47, whatever that is.
Yeah, we
And-
still work on that one.
They numbered the portals of certain decades.
Probably they know various entrance and other thing. They seem. Oh, and don't throw anything into fog.
Yeah, we've
Already
already
did
done
that.
that one. Yeah. So, keep in mind that we've already screwed up, so.
Oh, so that why Tiny go bed.
Yeah, you should probably think about returning to that. So, Amatista, do keep in mind that the second you walk into Parlay, whenever that happens, you're likely going to be on the back foot if they know that we've already done it.
I'd be more concerned about going into Parlay when, obviously, we do not know our enemy quite as well, since any information about Edmund Bones and his associates seem to be murked in a rather undocumented and unorganized bit of information.
And this is why you should have kept some of that gray matter in your head instead of replacing it all with circuitry, and realize that you can make some safe assumptions based off
You're also
of
making
their
an
vocations.
assumption that he willingly did this to himself.
Finally, if someone with intelligence states that this was not by choice.
It's clearly not by choice, but I also don't care and I want to mock them.
Volvo,
Yeah, it's insensitive.
It is
Well,
insensitive.
please stop. Tiny cannot handle any more rudeness.
Fine, I'll get to the point. The point is, they are still pirates. Pirates hold to a very specific creed. One that I'm not intimately familiar with, but it has existed throughout history and has rarely ever been changed. So anybody who knows this creed, these rules, we can pretty much bank that they are going to follow them, just like any other pirate would, even in our era.
Honestly, if we were to have certain individuals that are friends with pirates note anything of different, we could probably do more with the parlay.
That would be nice, though I'm not sure if we have anybody like that, unless... Why did you...
If I remember right, I do know somebody.
Son of a... Who?
You just said the name not that long ago, and I already forgot.
Do a history check as Amy.
I love it. I love her. I would love it. It's just like I kind of forgot.
Just give her a moment.
Oh, please.
Hold on.
Take your time, Laura.
But I can feel like she's mulliganing.
I'm going to say mulligan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, we haven't
Okay,
yet
that's
today,
better.
so might as well.
15.
15. You're able to remember that when you guys were on your first ever mission with Gabriel back when he was Mars, you guys did run into the ghoul pirates that you guys became friends with, you guys were partying with, and they seemed to really like you guys.
Oh, yeah. The gold pirates.
The ghoul pirates.
Who's the what?
Can I assume that they were actually ghouls?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to get a hold of them?
Amatista starts going through her eye stone.
Just Gex is slowly turning his head to Volan of like, is it possible to reach them? Just like, what?
Really, Gex? Do you not see where I'm going with this?
I've already considered, and if you were to look at the arcane discs to see if there's any signal from the outside world, you'd see if it was futile or not, but sure, waste your leader's time.
What's the sense of testing?
For one,
here?
there's no signal, but I do have some past conversations.
Anything in relation to their bartering and their parlay rules?
So, in Amy's Ice Stone, from talking to the leader of the ghoul pirates, it's mostly just talking about like, hey girl, it's been a hot minute since we've talked, but I want to let you know I was able to A, get that gunslinger I fought before, and I gotta say, him without the hat, kinda working for me. Then the leader of the ghoul pirates is just like, girl, let me hear more about this because I am interested. I need to hear all the details. I need to hear all the stuff. How is he in? Then we just have the whole conversation go a little bit further of like, man, I really wish we could hang out a bit. It's been a hot minute. Bitch, I thought you died. It's all over the news and everything. Out here with all this
guys,
shit.
If you want to contact me from now on, this is my alias. She gives the alias that she went with the first time.
And then
That's not going to get out. But
a whole big back and forth, just like, so where are you going? What's gonna happen? Then it's just the pirate captain. She says that her name is Dante, but you guys are like, maybe it's a lie, maybe it's not. Who knows? She's just like, I'm going with my party of people to the Blacklist tournament because we signed up and we're just getting ourselves set aside for everything. Got the approval from the Anchor Queen. We're gonna be rocking it. It's just luck, bitch.
And obviously, like, photos of Yukio.
Oh, obviously. Just the most standard conversation between women, and then just Gex and Volan seeing this with just the most deadpan expression of like, okay.
We're just waiting.
She's
We're just waiting patiently.
She's like, this is what happens when you when you want to fuck around and find out.
I ain't wasting your time. I'm collecting information.
I can't contact her because obviously the fog is causing us to go through a bunch of different time rifts.
And nothing in the messages that would be useful to us. All right. Well, it was worth a try, despite.
I wanted to see if actually, like, if there was anything vague. But I never asked her what water system was personally, because it's different for I think each pirate code.
Sure, there's a guideline of some kind. Pirates do like their rules. It's just funny considering.
One of them is your basic gems, treasure. Another one is probably any form of resource that they don't have.
You would think that they would plunder for that, but hey, bargaining chip's a bargaining chip.
I just had a thought.
Sure you did.
Do you all have any relics of any sorts recently that they would not have?
Quite a few, actually.
Describe what kind of relics.
Something that you cannot get during the Age of Aganon, but you could find during our period of life.
Like this jar of dirt?
Just gives you that deadpan squinting expression.
Someone just face palms here in that one. No,
She just
Amethysta,
smirked and, like,
not your jar.
I know, but you know me. High stress situations, I'm either funny or I'm going to be a sarcastic bitch.
I'm not sure which one I would even want to pick.
If I was being funny, I would be doing more, I don't know, on the list of probably things that I shouldn't be doing without realizing it.
At any rate, we have artifacts that are in relation to our time period, but I'm not sure if
Well,
they predate the Age of Agriculture.
I may or may not have a bit of a problem.
Which is...
I do like to hoard sometimes, especially shiny objects.
Well, you are a bird individual, so that's kind of in your nature.
Stereotyping aside,
Not in the stereotyping nature as well. I think it has to do with the fact is I never really have a easy time understanding certain things. I'm more hands-on than I am book learning, but I do like reading.
Cool.
yes. So what did you grab?
She just turns around. Like, normally she's proud of it, but she's actually embarrassed about how much shit she has in her boobs of holding.
Oh, it's just
And then she just randomly pulls out a pearl eye stone, because she has that. I don't think that will do
Wait,
it.
you have another one?
I kept the upgrade. And obviously I kept my old one because it has my old contacts in it. And this was actually back when I was in the black market. That's how old it is. In comparison.
You didn't call everyone and go, new eye stone, who's this?
So,
The thing
Gigs,
is, when you're working in the black market,
Yes,
you
Mr.
don't want to
Vivi.
risk.
Yes, burner.
no, let cousin finish and then we go.
You don't
Um,
want
Two
to
comments.
risk their lives.
Burner eye stone. I get it.
And
Next.
considering most of the people I hanged out with were part of a mafia or were enslaved by a mafia.
So it's a burner.
It's not a burner.
Okay.
It is, though, outdated.
Eh,
And I already resetted it. I got all my contacts that I needed. I resetted it so that way I don't have the habit of scrolling through and breaking it. You can tell the screen is like slightly cracked, but it's like in still really good condition otherwise.
not sure if that'll do us, but you had something to
This
say?
is not the only thing I have, of course, but
Tiny was going to ask what would count as a relic of. Wait, we look for a relic of nowadays or a relic before? Tiny confused.
I'm referring to a relic that can't be found during the Age of Aganon. I'm assuming since, from what Pete was so readily, happily at the ready to tell us, you all found relics within Old Oltos that you could not find during the Age of Aganon due to the fact of various factors that have not occurred during that period. Most notably, as you just see Gex slowly turning his left wrist to then just have a flood of leyline magic shoot from his hand to produce a flock of birds that then just scatter across to then disappear into the fog.
So living things.
I wouldn't say living things. I would probably assume that there are things from the past that they could not retrieve, like weaponries or certain decorums that give away how society was during the Dawn period or even beforehand, and various other matters.
She then reaches back into her cleavage, pulls out an old history book from back when she was in the Sky Island days.
I was just going to take out a piece of Megalodon meat and just chew on some of my weights.
The book might be of worth to them. I'm assuming that it's rather older than any of the history books that we've actually contained, since you hail from the Sky Islands, correct?
Yes.
I'm not saying this out of doubt. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm properly understanding to catalog. Please do not misunderstand my tone.
Well, you can figure out why I'm kind of annoyed by that, because I've been told it doesn't exist so many fucking times.
I do not go into the realm that things do or do not exist, madam. I am merely trying to catalog.
Yes, they are. Yes, I am. Precisely. I am from. Hold on.
I wish I knew it. It's part of your stuff. I leave that to you.
Well, yeah. I purposely put. Okay. That's not part of. Here's our notes. Called Black Limb Haven.
Interesting. Still, we could work with the book as part of the collateral portion. I could still volunteer myself to be the humanoid collateral. Most of my secretaries could.
That would be a package deal.
What, are you volunteering to also be collateral?
Let's face it, we can do more together than apart.
We're going to kill each other after this is over, aren't we?
Either that,
I
or
will
we're going
allow
to test
it.
our skill.
Tiny will kill you both first before Tiny see you both die.
There's a better
And I
chance
will
that we
have
would just
Tiny,
test each
and
other.
I think I will rip your spines out first.
Oh, will
Like-
you two
Ooh.
relax?
No, cousin make good point.
We are not going to kill each other afterwards.
No, but
We'll likely
licking
test
your
each
limb.
other's skills, but I doubt we'd kill each other.
I
least,
do
I don't-
actually have a chessboard too, so you guys can do that.
No, he would win every time. It's not a proper test.
Either way, do we have an accord on a plan?
Sounds like we have more of a semblance of a plan, but then again, we had nothing but a semblance at the start.
Again,
We have-
everything that you had originally planned has been crossed out because of the fact that we're trying not to also get our crew killed.
Killed maybe easy way to say. Tortured and tormented is more likely.
Oh, please. Who hasn't been tortured at this point?
I'm going to guess that, though, they would be on the lines of forcing us to eat them.
Only the people who fuck around and find them.
So, me.
Charming.
Yes. That's why Tiny said no. Tiny do not wish to be turned into Oni stew.
You didn't fuck around and find out.
Tiny still be consequence, because they say anyone who you love.
You'll be fine. Trust me.
You don't love Tiny?
To save your life? Yes.
You just short-circuited his brain.
Yeah, I know. I did it on purpose.
He'll be like
He
that
did it
for
on
a few
purpose.
moments. So,
Right.
are we going to get to the captain, or just going to stand here until we try to muddle out a plan with very little knowledge, very little things to go on, and no inside person.
What do you?
I'm referring more to your leader because I wanted to speak to someone that has a head on their shoulders. So,
Well, if you'd be willing to take the book, I have no value for it. It's just bad memories in my case. I just kept it because you never know.
understandable, madam. Mr. Vivi, code word, grilled cheese with tomato soup on the side.
What? Someone say tomato.
Eat it.
I needed to get you back to your conscious state so we can go speak to the leader of the giant vessel we are attached to. Are you ready to go?
Is that tomato? Let go. Tomato is danger. What?
Yeah, well, that's because this is pretty dangerous for all involved.
So, after that, you guys are finally going back to the top deck of the Grand Bonnie yet again. This time all together, with the addition of Gex. But where are you guys going? Are you guys just going to be in the top deck? Are you guys going to go to a certain room? I needs to know. Just like I need to blow my fucking nose.
I mean, we're just the valuables. Me, Gex, and the book. So we're just following the captain.
By the way, there is a small thing in the book that Matista does not want to mention because it's a letter from her mom inside the book.
Fair enough.
You should have retrieved it. Oh well, if I get the opportunity, maybe I'll. I don't know.
Oh, her egg donor, I should say.
Well, if it's important, or at least Bolin thinks it's important, and if he knows it's there, he'll snatch it. I mean, technically the letter is not part of the negotiation anyway, so it's not stealing.
It's on one of the pages of the book.
Oh, it's on one of the pages. Well, you could just rip the page out. Bolin might have nightmares about it for a week afterwards, but it'll be worth it.
But where are you guys heading to exactly?
I would say first we should ask one of his crewmates where he might be.
Okay. Well, at this point, while the ship is descending at a rapid pace to where there's less and less fog beneath, but it's getting darker and darker, where the ship is getting brighter and brighter. At this point of the day, you guys will see there are only two people of note on the top deck that stand out from the deckhands. One is a normal-looking dragonborn at the helm, while the other is just a basic tiefling that's just looking at some charts. What do you wish to do?
I would just point over at the helmsman. Say, "Pretty good chance he knows what we got." Helmsmans and navigators often have to update the captain on progress of the ship sailing, so they tend to be the ones who are the most privy of their location.
By the way, is Bolin crying because he misses his scale still?
Probably.
I mean, he's not talking about it, but yeah, of course he misses the scales. Why, are you gonna give me scales?
There's a regular dragonborn.
Your de-evolution is driving the ship.
Yeah, he's just ignoring that. Trying not to acknowledge the reminder. Trying to focus on the task at hand. Be semi-professional.
Tisa goes up to him and calmly clears her throat and goes, "Pardon me.
You just
Where
see.
may your
Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Where may your captain be?"
You just see the Dragonborn look at you, but then just have their eyes get sharpened while they just growl. Before the tiefling just uses the tail to just shh. The Dragonborn then just state, "Ignore her. She's a bit of a crazy, very volatile person. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Come. As he's gesturing for you guys to come to the other side to see kind of a short tiefling that's only dressed in the baggiest fatigue pants and boots, as they just have an entire torso of markings, not tattoos, but markings on their bright red skin, with kind of antler-shaped horns that are just decorated in very ostentatious jewelry, before just like, hello, this fine to meet, this fine great. You look for captain, yes?
Yes.
So first I thought he didn't have anything inside. Now I'm starting to think that.
Well, Captain right now is going through a few things in secret room, but he will probably be in Captain's quarters in roughly a few minutes. It's almost time for mealtime. For us.
Bolin checks the time.
The clocks do not match up anything. They keep jumping up and down for your watch or for Gex's internal matrix that keeps track of time. You guys don't know what any time variable is going on.
Bolin goes, fuck. And then he leans over to Gex and whispers, "You happen to have a turn tick, do you?"
Unfortunately, the longer we're here, the less the time makes any sense.
Yeah, figured. I thought I'd ask. For mine.
So, you're all guest here. You're here to do the thing, to give over some stuff for barter as we take you out of here. Yes. I see we got here a bird with the muscles and the everything just sticking out in various places. All right. You might be brand new pirate member if things go a different kind of way.
From the captain.
I still say what I say.
Is that like a good compliment?
It's whatever you take it as.
I have a hard time with that, so.
Hey, buddy.
Isn't that I got identified as the bard?
Say again?
I got identified as the barter, yeah.
Yeah, like, got identified as the bard with the muscles.
I mean, makes sense.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, Dragonborns are muscular, but
no,
my dress suggests I'm bard.
No, the tiefling is saying that Ametista with the muscles and everything sticking out because he's looking up and down the body.
Oh, he's talking about Ametista.
Oh, yeah.
I picked it up immediately.
Hey. I thought he was talking about two separate people.
but you have seat on barrels right behind us. We're going to be going somewhere very deep in. You all will want to see this.
Alright.
Sit down next to Gex. Are you able to keep track of things automatically?
I'm keeping track of everything, like leaving digital breadcrumbs.
Good. Glad I don't have to suggest that you do that.
So, as the ship is now going from a fast decline to then just start to level out, you're noticing that as soon as it's leveling out, you then just finally hear water splashing from the bow as deep water is finally hit. Above you, the fog finally splits open, and you guys don't see a moon or anything. You just see a blanket of stars that seem to just wrap around in a funnel-like motion. Even the water itself that you're supposed to be sitting on just is wrapped around this funnel. As you guys just hear eerie whispers left and right of various different entities that have kind of gone through the wake of life in general. Some people that you guys probably have heard about in history books, some people from your own personal histories, the various different things that you guys have experienced in your own lives, all as a cavalcade of noise as you guys are sailing through this mirror section. But the stars don't twinkle at the same time. It's almost like they're just there to give as an aesthetic to where you are, as you're now watching the boat sail through this funnel with fins peeking out of the water every several minutes or so.
Astral plane. Skits.
I heard that from my own position. You think this astral plane? You're funny. You're funny.
Okay. Amatista just like lightly chuckles a bit because she even realizes it's not the astral plane.
You are a funny jokester with you. I like this. I like funny jokester.
I'm just
Where is shipping?
This big green friend. This is the connecting tunnel that goes from one side the fog to other side fog. It's said that Vivantis Vorvo himself decided to construct this after he met with a very powerful deity.
One just let's go saying.
Since then, this has been testing grounds to where if things go awry, we might all die. If someone were to do something stupid.
I feel one set of eyes on you. I swear to God.
Oh, I'm just looking at the DM like, this better not be foreshadowing.
It's foreshadowing.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway,
Denies it. Confirmation.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway,
Maybe.
as you guys are sailing through the tunnel, after I finally had a good sneeze, because I hate it when you have that sneeze, but your nose is like, no, I'm not gonna let you sneeze. You're just like, God fucking damn it!
Things like, fuck you, not yet.
True to the navigator's words, you guys see Captain Bones just walking up where everyone's just clapping and cheering at Edmund Bones resurfacing, but just walking to the captain's quarters on the top deck of the ship. If you guys want to stop him right now, this is the time. Otherwise, y'all can just sit there and take in the environment.
I want to see if I can sense magic around him.
Do a mystic check.
24.
Add 1 to your mystic check.
Cool.
There isn't magic around Thingari. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know that name yet, so strike that from your memory. But from Edmund, there is a strange thing around him. Like, the weapons he has are magically constructed, but he doesn't have a natural magics. It's not arcane, it's not ley line, it's not tarot. It's strange. It's strong, but it's strange.
Owen's just gonna stay quiet with his eyes closed.
But yeah, Edmund's just walking to the captain's quarters. If you guys don't want to stop him now, he's just gonna go into his captain's quarters room.
So who wants to stop him?
Amatista gets up carefully, just making sure she has her sea legs, and starts to head over and goes, "Pardon me, Captain."
Hello.
I'm wondering if this would count towards any bond. And hands him over the book.
You're handing me a book after you send your lackey to go into my secret war chamber. Alright. As he's just examining the book.
I don't even know how he got there.
Sure you don't, just like you all didn't discuss about him reducing himself while there was a fight going on, and then just trying to look over my first mate's shoulder.
So he did get caught, and I'm surprised you haven't said anything to him now.
We've been alive almost 30,000 years. It's not a matter of being caught. It's a matter of how stupid he's going to be to think that he's smart.
Yeah, and I told him that with my education, I knew not to do that.
Still, this book is adequate if you want to use it as collateral, but we already had it when you left behind that little one that we're keeping in a cage down below.
Are you keeping her with her father?
We're keeping her in a cage down below. That's all you need to know for collateral.
Alright. But would that be good to trade for her father, the other water?
I've already told your giant green friend we'll discuss it when we get to your exit destination.
Alright.
Which reminds me, you're also a captain, I believe. Big, green, and childish. Where's your collateral?
Tiny looks over at Gex. It's either that, or as Tiny pulls out a very tiny, garden snake.
No, what
These-
kind of collateral would you like?
This is one of Tiny's greatest treasures.
Well, I don't really take garden snakes. They don't seem to really be worth much in a place like this. I'll take your cybernetic servant of sorts. Then he just snaps his fingers to have 3 people just grab up Gex, who is just noodling himself to be carried away.
It's like flop.
No bones day.
No bones. Yeah, no bones. The dog died, man. I'm sad now.
I'm
You made me
sorry.
sad.
I'm sorry. But as Gex is being carried away, all Captain Bones says is, "Alright, so your collateral is set. You've succeeded the first part of our agreement. You will have safe passage from here on out. Unless there's something
Oh,
else you
thank-
wish to know."
If I may
She
be
starts
so
thinking.
blunt.
Over table, what you guys want me to ask?
Well, I mean, say what he wanted to ask, but I'll just say it here. Ensuring that the collateral is returned upon our crossing. To ensure that it's actually collateral and not just payment.
I think you're the last person to talk to me about guarantees.
Mr. got caught.
In our defense,
Defense West.
Just stop it.
But he does have a fair point. Would we get our friend back upon crossing?
As long as you all don't do anything that will enrage me, you will get your associate, you will get your price negotiated, you'll get everything we have discussed. The collateral is to make sure that you stay alive. Whether or not I actually come up here to do it myself, or I let my crew that has lived a long time do it, we're just giving you the right to have the collateral to make sure we don't kill you.
then apart from the painfully obvious things that could piss you off, is there anything that we should know that in particularly we should not do?
Yes, do a harebrained scheme like that again and act like you know that you could try to get one over on me, I'll kill you myself.
Duly noted.
Now would the people with brains like to say what they want to say now?
Well, I would at least like to offer that book as part of my found, if you will.
We will keep it secured in the library.
And would you like any other items of sorts? Like, what would you accept for other items?
Your collateral
can
is
have it.
already placed. Do not try to butter me up.
I'm not trying to butter you up. I just want to pull in the bed.
We have what we need for now.
Can we use your library for the time being?
You're free to use our library, eat with us in our eatery. You're free to do as many things as you wish. Just do not go to restricted areas. Do not visit our slaves. Do not bother me if I am not on the top deck.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
I can see your eyes being born into me. You overgrown, slow-witted, small-minded, green child. Stay to your business, or I shall take your eyes as souvenirs.
Yeah.
As he's just referring to Tiny.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. Where
Not
will you
after this round.
where will you be dropping us off if we can know ahead of time?
I'm assuming you've heard word from our chef, Laszlo.
Yes. how there are different entrances here now.
We'll be dropping you off in Rift Portal number 8. It's the closest one, and the one where I won't have to deal with seeing any of you for far too long.
You expect us to return?
I expect you to leave. And then, when you're gone, the mist will never bring you here ever again.
Kind of counterintuitive for you, isn't it?
Volvo, do not
Don't
push.
push it.
As he starts
You are
to
not-
reach for his weapon.
Amatista just like decks Bolin in the arm and then just knocks him out. Just calmly knocks him out. And then throws him over her shoulder. Does that make you feel better?
He slowly takes his hand away from one of his weapons.
There's times where I want to do that myself. Anyway. Leave you be.
Delightful. As he starts to finally walk towards the captain's quarters, where I will not ask you guys just above table for this enemy in particular. What are we thinking with this interaction with Edmund Bones?
Definitely a kind of guy not to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Someone to keep Volin away from.
I vehemently disagree, but my opinion doesn't matter.
Motherfucker, you're at this table!
It was you.
Trying we love you, but damn it, shut up. Oh, keep going, bro. Shut up.
One of these days, y'all are going to appreciate that I pushed the envelope just that little bit. He wasn't going to kill me right then and there.
But with this one, we knew I knew it would.
There's a time and place for everything. Now is not the time. There will be an enemy. That'll be perfect.
Yeah, we'll wait for the right enemy.
Hey, I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I was trying to work an angle. An angle
but
of trade and opportunity.
But trying to work that angle is also going to annoy him, clearly.
We've already pushed our luck. Especially since,
Especially
again...
considering you did in fact get caught.
Yeah.
I did, in fact, get caught. Can't do anything about that. Not sorry that it happened.
Oh no, I don't think any of us are sorry. It's just like, Volin is not the man who should be speaking. In this context.
In this environment, I think your table is onto something, because he knew beforehand when you guys were making the plan that you guys were going to do the reduce and scope out the place. So his crew would know since he knew. So it then gives off the impression that they just fed you information over the shoulder. So...
Hey. Again, we're looking out for you. We're trying to keep you alive.
Because
Screw that.
again, guys, this whole session points out that they've been alive for a long time. Anything you guys might want to do, you gotta remember, they've been alive to see it all.
There are ways around that.
You've been socked twice today.
Yes, and one of these days you guys will actually hit me hard enough to do damage.
I could have done damage. I chose not to.
You both could have done damage, you chose not to.
Do you really want me to roll for damage? Because I will.
Same.
It doesn't change his point. There are ways around it.
I can't with you tonight.
I am, for one, recovering from a fucking readathon. Fight me.
Well, I'm glad that you had fun at your readathon.
I am too. But...
I didn't even know people still did those.
Oh, they do. They do. It's just, you gotta pace yourself with them. It can go crazy if you do it for too long.
Yes.
Which we almost did do.
Yeah. But now
You guys
that
gotta be careful.
negotiations have been settled, what do you guys want to do now?
Oh, I can't do anything. I'm over on Matisa's book.
And knocked out.
And knocked out. Like, kind of implied that, but sure.
I mean, either way, like, they're not going to stop you guys from looking around the ship. Like, you can pretty much do the same thing that Bluebeard's wife did. Just don't use the key on the door you're not supposed to.
You gotta have the key to do that first.
I mean, Volan knows where not to go, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but we might need to have just a small supervision over him just so he doesn't do anything.
Do you really think
Yes.
he's going to... No. Would not.
Well,
Look,
there's
Volan pushes a lot of boundaries, but ones that are clearly going to get y'all killed, he's not going to do that.
So I have to remind you of Croton earlier.
The only life that was at risk when he opened his big fat mouth was his. He's willing to risk his.
yeah, but Amatista's not going to allow him to risk it.
Well, that's the difference.
It's like she may again act tough on ya, but that's just her love language, man. Like if there's some of them that she's just tough on because she does not know how to handle that kind of person.
Well, don't worry. He's going to wake up and go, "Oh, I love you too." Ow.
Listen, I know I was fucking around with Doll the previous few sessions, but bro, don't be me.
Sorry, you've rubbed off.
God damn it.
You can only blame yourself. This is revenge for getting rid of the gremlin.
No comment.
So, what are you guys gonna be doing and or heading to? Because again, you guys have free reign.
Yeah, he seems to be completely convinced that we are a zero threat.
As long as we don't.
I don't think he was indicating he doesn't see you guys as a threat. Just
Annoyance.
We're beneath his primary attention.
We're possible idiots that can cause problems.
Well, that's what the collateral's for, to prevent us from being stupid and causing
oh
problems.
no, the collateral's to keep them from killing you. They could attack you guys at any time. They could do it instantly, but the collateral is to prevent them from killing you.
And we're trying to abide by the few rules that we've learned and the additional ones that we got from the captain directly. Don't go into anywhere that you're not supposed to. Do not mess around with the prisoners. Just behave, essentially. Like, respect the boundaries, and that's it.
Well, I said what my character's doing. Being unconscious.
Okay.
We can I wake him up using some smelling salts I can probably just whip together?
Y'all can do whatever the fuck you want.
You can
Want to?
literally probably tap him, but Matisse is not going to let him down.
No, that's fine. I'm probably just going to use whatever concoction that Tiny knows from cooking and whatever's in his pocket just to make a weak enough smelling salt just to jolt him back.
What? Ow. Why am I slung over like a...
Because you were about to do something stupid?
No, I was not.
What were you about to do?
If you had let me actually do it, you would have found out.
Well, we can do that while...
Probably a good thing.
Oh,
Well-
for the love of God, they need supplies. If what he says is true, and everyone he sends through the portal never comes back, he then has to rely on anybody bumbling into this place to be the way they survive. I mean, they've already resorted to cannibalism. They've had supply shortages. We could have worked an angle of trade.
Are you sure?
No.
Considering he almost drew his weapon, and if we try pushing him for the payment now, he's going to most likely kill us.
I wasn't going to go much further than that. I was going to simply say that maybe there's a negotiation to be had at a later date. He was going to shoot me and kill me. He's only going to shoot and kill me.
Bobo, let Tiny tell you one thing that Nana once told Tiny. Do not make
Shut
deal.
up.
No, actually, she never said that. She smacked Tiny head a lot, but that was because Tiny needed to smack in head. She said don't make deal with giant dinosaur or creatures in the forest.
We have to make a deal.
We have
Like-
deal.
No, we have collateral. We still have to pay for this at the end of this. There is a payment coming ahead of us. He's made that very clear.
Only if we fuck around and find out. And
No, not if we only fuck around and find out. This passage to safety also has something attached. Some form of... The collateral is just to ensure that they don't kill us. They'll hand the collateral back, and they will expect something in return for their service. He's mentioned it. Am I wrong? Over table? Am I wrong? Have I missed?
Wrong about what?
I believe I heard the captain say that in addition to the collateral, there is to be payment at the end of it.
The payment
Or the
is to be
passage.
discussed with Tiny about what to do with Umi's dad, because Umi is Amy's collateral.
And
Okay.
Gex is Tiny's
So-
collateral, but Tiny wants to purchase, or at least do a bartering trade for Umi's dad, since that's one of our end goals for one of our PCs.
Yes, okay. Fine, then I did misunderstand. Roll it back
I mean-
slightly. I'll modify my argument.
Again, no, it was good that you were erring on the side of caution, because I probably could have missed that.
Well, we're not entirely done, because he might also ask for payment because of my screw-up. He might ask for some form of compensation just for the wasting of his time.
Already
he
have
does-
an idea. How about you brought up supplies?
There's only so many supplies he's going to be interested in.
I was
He,
just one of them being fruit trees.
I'm not sure if food really matters to him, if they're willing to eat people. Like I said,
He-
they can produce that.
There are.
Okay.
Hmm?
the friends may have not, or at least Tiny had picked up. Gex heard and apparently Pete somehow knew that you have relics that they may want. If a payment be needed, if Volvo is actually too upset, you could trade whatever valuable relic you carry for your life.
Well, if that ends up being the case, then the only relic that should be on the table is the one I brought.
What ones I grabbed?
Over table,
Hmm.
reason I'm bringing this up is because Doll's relics would still be in our room. So I'm just pointing that out as if you need something, you have that.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, no. The only thing that I would want to put up is Volan's own relics. He's the one who got caught. He's the one who should pay the price.
Reasonable. But again, I'm just like, no one's mentioned the relics of Tiny. It's relics of Dolls is just in a room. I'm putting that out there in case anyone needs their own relics or etc.
We
I'm not
actually
gonna-
also don't know what these relics are.
Yeah, we've yet to have them identified. But if anybody's going to sacrifice relics, it's going to be Volan sacrificing.
Fair
He's
enough.
the one who made the mistake.
Fair enough.
Besides, there's no way he's ever going to suggest dolls.
I know. That's just me putting up my old character stuff.
Screw that. It's going to a shrine. Put it in the box. And have it in a shrine. That's great. Anyways, can you put me down already?
Nope.
Why? What do you think I'm going to do?
It has nothing to do with what you're going to do. It's just more on the lines of, I need to be grounded, and this is it. I didn't realize it until after I picked you up.
You are very comfortable to pick up. Tiny will admit.
I'll take that as a compliment, but why do you need to be grounded?
I am right now low-key trying not to have a nervous breakdown.
Okay. You can hold me as long as you.
If doesn't eat comfort food, Tiny would offer good cheese, but cheese no have.
That's.
You can try. We can stock you up on some cheese for the time being.
I'm
You want
we've got
cheese?
some. Pretty sure we've got some.
You just see Tiny's eyes like go feral and like light up.
Let's just go back to our ship, and we'll set you guys up with stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's
no.
have some nice food in our stomach while we think about our next move, which ultimately is figuring out how to pay for Humi's debt.
We can talk about that after food. Tiny no si bello, no what else, so Tiny
Just
Tiny can help
rushes
cook
over behind you. Did someone say food?
Where the fuck have you been?
Hello?
Is that Lazo?
I heard there was need of food, and I gotta feed a lot of people. Who needs food?
No,
wait.
Mr. Laszlo, you feed your people. Tiny will
Oh,
take
they're
care of
already
Tiny
eating
people.
happily. They're eating some very good stuff.
I thought it was Belva for
I
a second
am
there.
trying to take care of one of my friends. Okay?
So you guys don't want Tyrannosaurus steaks with sautéed mushrooms and some spinach on the side?
Well,
Right.
Boss
We're
Juan,
not
right?
on the lines
Tennis,
of trying
that isn't-
to like help stock them up.
Wait,
We'll
why
take
would
a
we
range.
need to worry about stock? We have a new benefactor.
Not you. Their ship.
Oh, that's fine.
Wait. Back up a second.
Do you
What
need
benefactor?
any of this though?
No,
Wait, new benefactor?
we have a benefactor. It's fine. So, do you guys want to eat some food?
Maybe next time. Though appreciate the offer.
Okay. He's just nodding while still giving that smile as his eyes get smaller and smaller. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Amatista, start one.
Wait. No, I want Tiny to insight this.
Okay.
Bone is reaching for Tiny! And
No. Ty,
No.
Go
we're
let them-
letting
Let him
Tyler
cook.
Tiny do
Let
this.
him cook.
This is-
Oh god.
it's like, okay, wait, we're denying a cook something.
Intuition check. Go for it.
Son of a bitch!
I have
How
two.
about it just to actually come back after she was done stocking Tiny up with cheese?
Intuition, that would be a 16.
16. Have a plus
20.
1 go to you. 20 for you?
23.
23. Have a plus 1 for you. So Laszlo was genuine about giving you guys food, but when you guys were just like, oh, maybe next time, he's just like, oh. Also, they think they're too good for the meal. I was just putting it aside for some people. Oh.
Laszlo, I will come back down and get I kind of need to calm down first.
It's nothing
I
personal,
didn't want to
Laszlo.
insult your
Reassure.
cooking by accidentally puking it up over nerves.
Okay.
No. Tiny will hear you out. Why disrespect good cook first? Yes, Tiny cook, but you seem to be better than cook. You seem to be. Tiny don't know where, but Tiny hope you understand what I mean. You have more experience.
You just see
Tiny will
him
call Tiny
rush
food.
back to then just be all up in your face by staying on your knees. So you guys go take a food?
Tiny's crew will take
Yes.
food.
I'll take food.
Yeah, let's get food.
Okay. Then just backflips off of Tiny, and then just run back to then just bring back a platter of food for you guys, for your crew, Tiny, and everyone on the Firebird for you, Amy.
She just, while still carrying Bolin, is using her other hand to carry it.
Oh, for the love of God.
Again, you're grounding me.
You didn't say anything.
You were thinking it.
Chef Laszlo, thank you.
I like to cook. I like to cook. If I could, I would cook off of this boat. But, what can you do? Been here a long time. Long time.
I'm sure it'll be a feast. Thank you so much.
Wait, did you want a piece of cake?
I will take piece of cake.
What kind of cake?
What kind of cake?
Oh yeah, what kind of cake?
I can make whatever cake you need.
Cheesecake?
What kind of cheesecake? Blueberry, raspberry, pumpkin spice, ooh,
Yeah.
kiwi, ooh, star fruit, ooh,
All,
date.
all the cheesecake.
You just became his favorite.
He likes cheese.
He then just walks backwards, where you see the deckhands actually just dropping to become his step stools so he can get back to the kitchen while walking backwards.
Doll,
I
what
will-
have you done?
Where's
It's
Doll?
Oh, damn it.
He's still getting flashbacks.
Ah! I am kidding. Bullen just had a quick flashback, and Dolly just audibly says, "Dolly," and then catches himself. It's like, "Damn it, Tiny! What have you done?"
Tiny did good. Tiny probably gave respect to Shiv, who is host. You do not disrespect.
I think you're feeding into a psychosis.
Tiny do not know what that means, but Tiny being dead.
It means that he is mentally unstable. How long he's been alive and here, which only
I can
makes
say-
sense.
Tiny can only say that makes sense. And also, maybe one day we will all hit psychosis.
It's not a good thing,
Mm.
Tiny.
But Tiny had to bring food. Unless Volan has more very crazy thing to say. Cousin was going to say something. Please.
I would
Mother.
say I'm already there, considering the fact is I do struggle.
Bullen is silently missing Gex. They drove each other crazy, but damn it, he was the smartest mind he got to speak to for quite a while.
Just, I
Got
gotta
him.
get response. Give me a second.
I'm also kicking myself for not figuring out a way to keep in contact with his cybernetics. Should have thought to say something.
This is my reaction. This is my reaction. But not those words. I
You
knew
look
you
at
would.
me like that.
The tiny in the back of your mind. I knew you'd like Gex.
I don't like Gex.
Liar.
I would, no, I don't. Yo, you just be quiet, old me.
We're just in his head. We might have done a little bit too much brain damage.
So, during your banter, Laszlo will come out with a 7-stack tall cheesecake in the shape of what would be a wedding cake.
So progressively smaller layers moving up into a triangular tower.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
there we go. One of everything. It is glorious. It is fantastic. It is perfection. It is magnificent.
It's almost too beautiful to.
Oh no, Tiny
Who
is
the
going to
fuck
eat
said
it.
that?
I said almost.
His
It
opinion,
is
no matter.
beautiful, you motherfucker.
Do not listen to Dragon Man. Tiny will consume everything.
You didn't just actually hear the bones snap as he turns to you, Tiny, with like the biggest, almost Cheshire cat grin.
Tiny's matching as much as he can. He's going through cheese withdrawals.
I like you.
If Tiny could, Tiny would take you with.
Is that a job offer?
Are you allowed to leave without causing problem?
Huh. You know, I never thought of it.
Now Volan's ears perk up.
I mean, everyone else, they're not allowed to leave, but for me, I'm like one of the only normal humans that they've had. So I don't know. And I thought of it.
Does something compel them to stay, or are they all just willingly follow the captain?
Well, I mean, everyone else was kind of brought here by choice. Me, I just fell into this whole thing.
Are you a servant? Are you indentured to them?
Oh, no. Nothing that dramatic. I'm Edmund's human brother.
Okay. That just glosses over Chinese. You're still looking at the cheesecake. But his job is yours if it cause no issue for anybody. You would have to follow tiny rules. That made me weird.
Sorry, I was still thinking if I could or couldn't leave. You were saying?
If you did get to work for Tiny, you would just have to follow Tiny rules similar to Flop.
Hey, I'm just in it to cook. Okay, I'm in it to cook. I like cooking. I like to bake. I like to make layers of things. I like to just be in the kitchen. The kitchen is my life.
Oh, then you might like cook a 2.0 on the yacht. He's a car, but it also cook.
What's a car?
Oh, Tiny will blow your mind if you work for Tiny.
Are you threatening me?
No.
Figure of speech.
Yeah.
It mean you will be excited to learn what the world has become.
Oh. But I thought you were gonna put a gun to my head and try to blow my head off.
No. Tiny thought same thing when person told Tiny that for first time. Tiny from very, very isolated island of fog. Now that
It's
time you
almost
think
like
about
you
it,
two would really get along.
now that time you think about it, Tiny is getting reminded of home in not the best way.
Well,
But yeah,
either way, I have to see if my brother will let me leave if I can. Frankly, he's just been a little bit miffed a lot more now than ever. But that's a crew secret.
okay.
So, you enjoy your cheesecakes? I'm just going to dream of a better life.
Thank you for the food.
Who are you?
That Tiny cousin.
Take it on the chin.
He just looks at
Okay.
you, Tiny, then looks at Amy, who he just instantly forgot about because she wasn't the one that brought up wanting all of the cheesecake.
Well, she was going to ask if you could make red velvet cake.
You still can? He's just standing there like, who are you?
I'm Amatista. I got a question.
I might have answers.
Well, it's more of a request. Can you make red velvet cake?
Can I make red velvet cake?
Yeah.
As he's just about to repeat himself, he just feels the touch of a deckhand that just lightly touches his shoulder, where without even turning his head, he snaps the deckhand's neck to have the body fall on the deck, before just answering, I could make you the greatest red velvet cake that would taste so good, it would make sex feel like the most boring experience of your life.
You know something? I think I made one on the shoulder.
I will have to. That is a challenge I'm willing to accept.
Oh.
Before we leave for all of this to get you to that portal, I will make you that red velvet cake.
Challenge accepted.
Where, as he's turning around to walk, he just purposely smashes the head of the deckhand to then just walk away.
This casual murder's still alive. Anybody else catch the rest of what he was saying? Or were you all too busy dreaming of cake?
Oh, that he brought it to Captain?
That there is discontent. Certain members of the crew.
Ooh.
To be honest, I probably was paying more attention about possibly getting a red velvet cake because I haven't.
I'm wondering if he can get the book.
Really shouldn't have traded Gex. That is as far as he'll ever admit.
For what's that he's wrong.
I didn't admit that I'm wrong. I just admit that we shouldn't have traded Gex.
Then Tiny just like slow turns that you can hear his bones creak. Tiny told
Freaking
you.
hear you. Nah, what is this? Oh, I told you.
Oh, Tiny told you so, but no, everyone had to be a sacrifice.
No. He's not a sacrifice, he's collateral. We're going to get him back.
You
No.
sacrifice earlier, Tiny take it as sacrifice.
It's not the same thing, Tiny. I was referring to myself in the insane plan, which is absolutely out of the question at this point.
Anyway, you admit it.
It was still viable as long as there was an element of surprise. There isn't any.
But there
I'm
was.
well aware.
Do you want cheesecake or no?
I'm good. You can have all the cheesecake.
You just see him pouting. Okay.
What are you pouting about? I have more cheesecake.
He wants to share.
Doesn't understand.
Ugh.
He's disturbing time. Cheesecake was his way that Tiny Nana used to bring people together.
I'm sorry, Tiny. I'm focused on other things. I'm not really thinking about cheesecake.
No, your heart and mind are all over the place. Tiny understand, but for now, everyone, at least us, Tiny don't know about other member of crew, a bird, or the yacht, how everyone feel. But for now, we eat because soul and heart cannot rest on empty stomach. And Tiny had empty stomach.
You go right ahead. I'm gonna review what I can while still on Amatisa's shoulder. Thank you.
Okay.
So, what are you guys going to do from here is the golden question. Because you officially have free reign in verbal confirmation, but what are you going to do now?
My brain is burr.
That's fine.
Tiny wanted to get his crew, bring him up to the Firebird, introduce them while they all kind of share a meal, and kind of catch them up to date is what Tiny wanted to do since cousin is an actual Firebird right now mentally.
Fine, that's fair.
No, my actual brain is burr, is what I mean.
I know.
But you're still recovering from your readathon.
Again, I just took it as, Amy is overwhelmed right now, so I was just like...
I mean, she's using Volan as a grounding, so definitely overwhelmed.
So it'd be a chance for you to relax as Tiny can attempt to be leader for a little bit longer before his body would probably give for a bit of a rest.
Yeah, like, I have, like,
Yeah,
I can't English, so therefore I should shut up.
You're fine.
You're fine.
don't worry about it. You're fine. We would tell you if you are. Or at least I would, because I have no fear.
You know.
But I was going to say, now I remember what I was going to say.
Perfect.
If Amatista is like willing to cling to you, that is a good sign.
Well, Volan don't know that, but he'll put up with it.
Until Amatista's like, that I am not normal even in my own kind.
Volan just says back, "You're better than your own kind. You've changed into something wholly unique and entirely your own. And I know that may seem lonely to you, but try to think of it this way. Only you could have accomplished what has happened to you. And while there may not be there are still similar species of your kind still out there. There are those who still share a past history that you share. While you may be different from them, you still have those bonds and similarities of the past, history, and your common birth. Not to mention, you have connections to others who are just as alien to your people as you are now. Between Deez and Tiny, Belovec, and Umi, and me. You're not completely alone. You just have a different kind of bond with everyone else. But it's still similar enough that it should feel familiar. Thank you. There's this sad attempt to try to make her feel better.
Yeah, she just like carefully puts him down. Thank you.
It's fine.
Tiny would walk over to Volan. Hot time's gone bigger. Tiny proud.
Oh, and my heart was fine.
Benjamin, are you okay, baby?
Is Ben okay?
He slipped a little bit.
God
Oh, no.
dang it, Ben.
What a shame.
And how he pitched himself, I was worried he hurt himself.
Oh, they're tough. It takes a lot to really hurt them.
Yeah, but he's still baby.
He's a baby.
Try to take comfort in this. The younger they are, the faster they. Besides, for pets, pain is pretty fleeting. They don't dwell on it like we do. In fact, by the time we're worried about them, they've already gotten over it.
Ben!
Ben, oh.
By the way, this is your last week to see Ben.
Oh no!
Oh, why not?
My niece's friend is taking him.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. But at least he'll be in a happy home.
Oh god, yeah, and I know Chloe's going to give me a lot of updates.
Well, there you go.
He's a baby.
Especially if I ask.
Well, now I feel bad for chat because they didn't see that.
It's fine.
Sorry, streaming buds.
Yeah.
Only we get the exclusive cap.
We get the exclusive cat video.
Only
And the
we
dog.
get the cat and dog video.
Yeah. Well, unless it's in my case, because people do see my dog.
But so is that all you guys gonna do?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I'm going to even like just have Amy just be like probably socially mute for the rest because I can't even.
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Tiny kind of again bring this crew back up to properly meet all of the other crew on the Firebirds. It's again, we still work together in various associations, even if it was in the past to up till now.
I'm cool with that. It's just you bringing up Rainy, Soleil, Meliora, Pete, and Flop. Well, Flop has a cast on his arm.
That's good. Again, Tiny is sad that Jax isn't here, but it is how it is.
Yeah. As
Might just boots glitching. Sorry.
you're fine. As you guys are having a fellowship on the Firebird and be able to converse and have everyone meet together. Before we close out, I will actually give you guys one thing from all the stuff, especially since you guys had Gex as a figure to help bring in a lot of different things to the table. As you guys are having quiet times on the Firebird, in the captain's quarters, Edmund Bones is at his desk and getting a bottle together to pour 2 drinks from some very nicely aged wine. From a goblet for himself, and from a glass goblet for an unseen party that's being obscured by shadow. As he's just conversing with the person, just stating, "We're going to be directing them to the nearest portal far away from operations, as requested from when you said how they would be brought through. How you were able to get them to come to this location is beyond me." The voice then just states, "Hey, it wasn't that hard to try and get them through. If we have an inside person that knows these fogs better than anyone to bring you up to speed and making sure that we can get the job done. Well, even still, bringing forth the counts of 1,000 names and the, carousel. Sounds like a 4th grader would have said something to that extent. And names here, names there, who can..." Just snapping certain vocal cords into play. "Certain different ranges here and there to get assaulted does not exercise or even exclude anything of real importance. All we simply need is them out of the way a little bit longer. Especially if I can get that annoying tiny Vivi away from my trail. I still don't see how the overgrown man-child is any importance to our operations. You're supposed to supply our crew with what we need. I then supply you with what you all need for this brand new court of liches. Am I supposed to see that correctly?" As Edmund is turning on some lanterns in his office, the figure that was obscured by shadow begins to be a little bit clearer, of being a pirate lich that's armed to the teeth with different weapons and guns. But their eyes are just glowing to make it seem like the skeletal figure that should be there is just a coded outline of ectoplasmic energies that's slowly constructing into a human visage, but the eyes for the eye sockets are still glowing an intense, disgusting puke green. Before just... In any event, though, you lead them to that portal, you will get all of what you need. We've made sure the arrangements are set. Just do your job, and maybe, if the Draconic one is as gullibly stupid as he tries to feign his own brilliance, you can just kill them. Oh, think about it. As they then clink their glasses to converse other matters, we're going to end this session there. Where, yes, Fluff, it is who you think it is, and yes, it does mean what you might think it means. Well, guys, you're in it now. You're facing off against opponents that are very clever, very smart, and annoyingly so to the point of, like, can you outwit and try to outdo them? I don't know.
I don't have enough obstacles, maybe.
But we will find out what you guys can and cannot do next week. So for all of you at home, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate and love every last one of you. You guys are an amazing crowd. And is it Turn Up Tuesday yet? Have a good one.